Thing about Bryce Hensley, not really a strikeout guy. He's only struck out 5 guys at home. He's walked 9. But that's kind of been how it's been all year. He gets guys on base, but then he's able to leave them there. Ben Aklinski, the second baseman, steps into the right-handed batter's box. And Hensley comes set, kicks and fires. We're underway with an off-speed pitch inside. And the count 1-0.
First pitch time, 7:05. The weather's 79 degrees, partly cloudy. A couple showers earlier, but those have cleared out. The wind ever so slightly out to left. As always, 4 miles an hour.
Hensley not using the windup today. Kicks and fires, 1-0, and this one just catches the inside part of the zone. The count 1-1. Mike Williams, the home plate umpire. Mario Rosas at first base, and Owen Ballard the fourth down the third base line. Hensley deals 1-1, off-speed pitch at the knees and doesn't get the call. Stuart Levy surprised at it. And the count 2-1. That's the second time in this at-bat already. Stuart Levy thought he should have gotten a call. Hensley comes set. Here's the 2-1. Swung on, hit high in the air into left field. McOwen can just watch it as it rattles around and hits off of something over there, maybe the roof on the covered area, and lands all the way back on the field. But it is a rifled solo home run for Ben Aklinski. And it's 1-0 Lexington. And that's the second time Ben Aklinski has led off a game against the Rockers with a home run this year.
Just a high fastball. If you throw a high fastball to some of the big guys in this Lexington order, they're going to hit a long ways.
Brings up Roberto Baldacchini, 373 on the year. 7 home runs, 49 batted in, hitting 393 against High Point. Fastball, misses ball 1. For Aklinski, that was his 12th home run and his 48th RBI. High fastball from Hensley, 2-0. And that's the scary thing. Look at the RBI totals from the first couple of hitters. 48 for Aklinski, 49 for Baldacchini, 60 for Pugh. And then Courtney Hawkins has 31, but if he hadn't been hurt, he would have probably be in the upper 40s by now as well, as that pitch fouled off 2-1. It's just a dangerous, dangerous top of the lineup.
Good thing is the bottom half is not that way. Kind of get some outs down there. Romanski down, that's 6 through 9 in the order.
Not at all what they were in the first half. A lot of absences as that pitch down low, and the count is 3-1. It's a Lexington team averaging over 7.5 runs per game. The 3-1 fouled off, and the count full. Now, that said, they were not a team averaging 7.5 runs per game against Gastonia this past weekend. They ran into a bit of a buzzsaw, both offensively and from a pitching standpoint, as this one hit on the ground towards third. Cardullo picks it up, throws to first. It's low, but Jerry Downs gets the hop, and that is out number 1. And with that, we will set the High Point defense.
To right in the outfield, James McOwen, Johnny Field, and Jared Mitchell. Third to first round the infield, Stephen Cardullo, Giovanni Alfonso at short, Michael Martinez at second, Jerry Downs at first, and behind home plate, Stuart Levy.
Tillman Pugh steps up, hitting at .340, 14 home runs, and 60 batted in. So 5 for 7 against Bryce Hensley this year. Fastball down low, and the count 1-0. Tillman Pugh also has the distinction among all 7 other teams in the Atlantic League. Pugh has the most RBIs against the Rockers this year with 17. Off speed down low. They're going to go down to first base, and Mario Rosas says he did not go, in the count 2-0. In the Legends' last series against Gastonia, in which they were swept, they had the lead for a total of 3 innings out of the 27 they played. Pugh fouls this one off, 2-1. They hit .221. They left 23 in scoring position, and their pitching staff allowed 12 home runs in the 3 games.
That's the big number that sticks out, is the 12 home runs. You can score as many runs as you'd like, but if the pitching staff is out there allowing 13, 14 a day, you're not going to win ball games.
The 2-1, this one hit high and deep into left field. It is curling, but did it curl enough? It did. Foul ball. That was another ball with home run distance, but called foul in the count 2-2. Tillman Pugh did not miss his 15th home run by much.
And that was another pitch just high in the zone that Pugh jumped all over. It's a fastball in the inner half of the plate, a little higher up in the zone. If you're a hitter like Tillman Pugh, you see that. You're getting into it.
Hensley comes set. Here comes the 2-2, and this one is poked into center field. Johnny Field taking a couple steps back and reaches up and makes the catch. He thought at first he wouldn't have to move at all, but then started backtracking, but put it away, and that's out number 2. Brings up Courtney Hawkins, 295, 12 home runs, 31 batted in. Missed just under a month on the injured list. He's hit 4 home runs in 6 games against High Point. He was mashing some in batting practice today. Pops this one up out of play, straight behind 0-1, including one that went over the batter's eye. A 1 fastball, and that is a called strike on the inside part of the zone. Count 0-2. Hawkins and Levy sharing a laugh after that pitch. Now Hawkins back in. Here comes the 0-2. Another fastball from Hensley, but this one stays just a touch in the count 1 ball, 2 strikes. Fans still trickling in here this evening. A little bit of a rain shower before the game today. That pitch missed away in the count 2-2. But nothing ever really serious, and we got underway on time. The 2-2, Hawkins swings, fouls this one straight back to the screen, and the count holds.
This is an important at-bat, even though it's the 4th batter of the ball game for Bryce Hensley. If he can figure out a way to get Hawkins out, and by doing so swing and missing, that's a real big thing for Bryce, because that way when he gets 0-2 counts, he knows what works.
The off-speed pitch, this one hit foul down the third base line towards the third base coach, Sip Garza. Another reason it's important is because now that is 6 pitches already in the at-bat. Hensley has thrown 21 this inning. And the lefty kicks and fires. This one swung on, hit in the air into right center field. That'll get down and split the outfielders. Hits up the top of the wall. Field picks it up, fires it in, but it is an easy double for Courtney Hawkins, and the first inning continues for Lexington.
Next up, the Legends, the right fielder.
Rockers wearing the white jerseys today, white pants, white jerseys. Rockers across the front with the blue numbering and the blue caps. For Lexington, it's the gray pants and the blue jerseys, the blue almost vest-like jerseys with the green sleeves, the letters LEX in white across the chest, and the numbers in green across the back. This will bring up Michael Choice, making his Atlantic League debut as Hensley deals first pitch, and that misses ball 1. Choice, the former Texas Ranger, hit 9 home runs with him back in 2014. This guy's got some pop. 198 professional home runs in 12 seasons. The 1-0, down low, 2 balls, no strikes.
He's got that pop, but he hasn't been able to show it this year. Between Monclova and Union Laguna in the Mexican League, only at 250 with 5 runs batted in 20 games.
Hensley deals 2-0, a fastball up and in. It's now 3 balls, no strikes to Choice. Waiting on deck is the catcher, Jake Romanski. The last time that Bryce Hensley faced Lexington was a game that he wanted to forget. The 3-0 pitch, that's a called strike, and they count 3-1. It was a situation where he looked good out at the beginning, but Lexington started to get to him a little bit. The 3-1 swung on, hit in the air, into right field. Mitchell starts to drift towards the line, puts it away for the final out of the inning. And the solo home run by Ben Aklinski, all the legends will get. We go to the bottom of the first inning. Lexington 1, High Point 0 on the Rockers Baseball Network, driven by Van York Auto.
Farm Equipment would like to help us welcome the one, the only Hyde the Rockin' Horse. Here he comes. Morning traffic with his best friend Shane. Put their hands together and cheer them on as they make their way around the field. For all of your farm equipment needs, be sure to visit St. Farm Equipment in Lexington, North Carolina. Rockers fans, make some noise for Hyde. Nestled in the center of downtown Iowa, the Cowboys Club overlooks the District Ball Field at Truist Point, where the ever-growing skyline has its backdrop. This dynamic space serves as a perfect representation of the city's vision to pursue new heights. We invite you to set your sights on the horizons that lay ahead, from weddings to corporate events, birthday parties, and more. With on-site catering provided and Hyde's attention to detail, we look forward to working with you to ensure your vision becomes reality. On the mound for the Legends, left-hander Henry Owens.
Bottom of the first inning, the Rockers line up field. Martinez, Cardulo, Downs, Levy, McOwen, Alfonso, Gonzalez, and Mitchell. Facing Henry Owens, who's got quite an interesting stat line against the Rockers this year. He's dominated them in terms of not allowing a whole lot of hits, but he's also walked a bunch of guys on this Rockers team. In fact, Rockers hitting just 135 against him, but their on-base percentage, 357 against Henry Owens. In his last start against the Rockers last week, set a season high with 8 free passes allowed.
And that's the big thing. He has found a way to work around the walk. The Rockers have to make sure that's not the case today. There were a lot of times when Owens was on the mound, they'd get a runner at second, they'd get a runner at third, and Owens would figure out how to get out of it. That can't happen today, because if it's anything like last series, if you leave guys on, that comes back to haunt you.
The rest of the numbers for Henry Owens this year: 2-2, 5.88 earned run average. This is his 13th start. 52 walks, 65 strikeouts, which leads the Atlantic League. A 254 opponent's average, and only 4 home runs surrendered in 57 innings. Johnny Field stepping up in that right-handed batter's box, hitting a 278, 4 home runs, and 23 batted in. Owens' first pitch to Field, upstairs, ball 1. In Owens' 3 games against the Rockers, he has walked 3, 6, and 8. Here comes the 1-0. Field swings, high fly ball into center field. Pugh racing over and will put it away in left center, and that's out number 1. That will set the Lexington defense.
Omar Arts in left, Tillman Pugh in center. Michael Choice in his first game starts in right field for Lexington. Third to first around the infield, Chris Fornacci, Roberto Baldachin, Ben Aklinski, and Sam Claycamp. Jake Romanski behind home plate.
It's Michael Martinez, whose introduction to the High Point Rockers cannot be described as anything less than fantastic so far. 6 for 12. Including 4 hits on Sunday against the Ducks, as that pitch misses outside, 1-0. Owens kicks and fires the 1-0. A big swing and a miss from Martinez. Almost spun himself around, and they count 1 ball, 1 strike.
It's a good place to find. There's a lot of people haven't done it.
Owens kicks and fires the 1-1. Martinez swings, line drive, speared there by Baldachin at shortstop. A nifty play, and that will retire Martinez, and that's out number 2. Martinez hit that one so hard, and about the momentum of it about took Baldachin over onto his backside.
That's the issue teams have when playing Lexington. Sure, their lineup might have a little less pop in it, but the gloves are still there for one of the better defensive teams in the league.
Here's Steven Cardulo, the third baseman, takes the fastball up and in. Cardulo, 288, 10 home runs, and 35 batted in. Home run rates in the month of July for Cardulo started to slow down a little bit after a really, really hot start to his season. That pitch outside, count 2-0. He's gone through a couple little slumps. I say little because usually they only last about 2 or 3 games. But it's enough that you've seen the average dip down. But it stayed pretty steady between 290 and 280 for the most part in the recent days. That pitch down low, 3-0.
It's normalized to about where you expect his average to end up at the end of the year. He's not a guy who's going to hit 360, 375, but he's going to be someone who hits above 285 with a lot of pop and a lot of power.
Hitting the low 270s in 2019 with the Rockers, takes a strike in the count 3-1. Was the only member of the 2020 club. 20-plus home runs, 20-plus stolen bases. Looks like Jared Mitchell may be the only one to get there this year. Although still a lot of baseball to be played. Somebody gets hot at the right time, who knows? Owens comes set. Here comes the 3-1. Fastball inside, and that is ball 4. So the Rockers get a man aboard with 2 outs in the first inning.
Now batting first baseman Jerry Downs.
I'll bring up Jerry Downs, who has had, as Javik said in the pregame show, quite the start to his August. 353, 13 home runs, 46 batted in. 7 of his 13 home runs have come against Lexington, and 4 of them came last week. 5 of them came last week. Check over to first base on Cardulo, back in safely. Now here's the interesting thing. Against Henry Owens this year, Jared Mitchell is 2 for 6, Jerry Downs 3 for 5. If you take them out, because both of them hitting above 300 against Owens, if you take those 2 out, check swing, and they're going to go down, and no, it's going to be home plate umpire Mike Williams saying he went. The count is 0-1, but if you take out Mitchell and Downs, the rest of the team just 2 for 41 against Henry Owens this year, which is a batting average of .049.
Owens is just someone who's been dominant against the Rockers in just about every fashion this year.
Another check over to first base. Cardulo scampers back.
He's another one of those guys. There seems to be one on every single team that is dominant against the Rockers and only the Rockers.
The 0-1, high fastball, 1-1. Yeah, I'm guessing, let's see, I guess William Kerwin would be the guy for, well, I don't know. Alcides Herrera, too, though, after his last outing. Maybe Gastonia has a tie.
We've got a Rotary event. Yes. That's what this is. You're invited.
A ball and a strike. Cardulo takes his lead off of first base. Rockers down 1 here in the first. Another check over to Steven Cardulo. That is the 3rd throw over. Cardulo on the year, just 6 stolen bases and 8 attempts. And this team has a lot of what we call smart base runners. They don't steal a lot, but they pick their opportunities. Although they've been stealing a lot recently. Is that pitch down low? This is the team that has stolen 21 bases in their last 8 games. A couple times we've seen double steals. One time we saw a double steal with the first baseman and the catcher. 2-1 to Downs, high fastball, now 3-1.
This is what we saw a lot last week in Owens' start. He'd get 2 quick outs in an inning, and then all of a sudden the command would kind of go. Then you'd find it again a couple of batters later without surrendering a run, get out of the inning.
When the command goes, the speed in between pitches does as well. He starts to slow things down on the mound. Comes the 3-1. That's down low, ball 4. So back-to-back 2-out walks. That'll bring up Stuart Levy.
Now batting the catcher, Stuart Levy.
Levy is hitting at .255, 6 home runs and 34 batted in. It's been over a month since his last home run, back on July 2nd against the Honey Hunters. Has 1 home run against Lexington this year. First pitch grounded foul down the third base side, 0-1. Cardullo, the runner at second base, not being held on. Neither is Downs, the runner at first. 2 outs in the inning. Now Cardullo runs as Levy fouls this one up and out of play, and Cardullo will have to return to third. Jerry Downs was about a third of the way down to second base, but he never really turned and ran. He was just kind of sidestepping. Cardullo, though, took off on a full sprint.
That's a good move there from Cardullo to try and get third, because Romanski, even though he does a good job throwing out runners this year, 22%. With the righty up, you have to step out and then throw, and that takes a little extra time.
The 0-2. Runners stay put this time, and Levy smacks one foul. Count stays 0-2. That's one they'd love to have straightened out. That's a double in the gap.
He's done that the last 3 pitches, just way out in front.
Owens gets the sign from Romanski, comes set, ready to deliver another 0-2. Here it comes down low. Blocked nicely by the catcher Romanski, count 1-2. If you're just joining us, we're in the bottom of the first inning. Lexington a 1-0 lead on a leadoff home run by Ben Aklinski. His 12th of the year. Owens comes set. Here comes the pitch, and this one hit on the ground towards third. Picking it up and racing to the bag is Fornacci, and he beats Cardullo by just a bit, and that is the final out of the inning. So, just as Javik said, Owens lost the control for a little bit, regained it, and didn't give up a run. We go to the second. The Legends ahead 1-0 over the Rockers. The Rockers Baseball Network, driven by Van York Audio.
To watch our fans battle each other for tonight's Blue Ridge Company's sack race. We need your help cheering them on as they put their skills to the test and see who can hop down and back through the obstacles and reach the finish line first. Let's throw it down to Shane and meet our contestants.
Rockers Nation, I am joined by my friend Jack and Eli. They are going to hop their way to victory through this obstacle course. Are you boys ready? Great. 3, 2, 1, go! First obstacle, second obstacle, and they are going speedy quick through these holes. Ladies and gentlemen, Jack is on a mission. Eli is following close behind. Jack is over the second and first, and wins Eli over the last obstacle. Good job, boys. Thank you for joining us for the tech race.
Celebrating their 20th year of providing high-quality housing for Triad residents, Blue Ridge Companies is proud to be the official housing provider of the High Point Rockers. To find your next home, visit them online at blueridgecompanies.com.
Top of the second inning, the Legends on top of the Rockers, just 1-0 so far. And Hensley will deal with the 6, 7, and 8 hitters, Romanski, Artson, and Claycamp. Well, the first inning for Bryce Hensley, much smoother than his last time out. In the first inning, last time he faced the Legends, he gave up 8 runs. So quite a improvement from the first inning to this one.
He settled down after that first inning, too. That's what it's been for Bryce most of the year. First inning's a little hairy, but after that, he does a great job at just settling down and getting in a rhythm.
First pitch coming here to the catcher, Romanski, is a line drive foul down the third base side. Nice one-handed snag there by somebody, a beer in one hand and caught the ball with the other hand. Yeah, for Bryce, of his 38 runs allowed, 12 of them have come in the first inning. That is the most of any inning that Hensley has pitched. 0-1, swung on, hit weakly on the ground towards third. Cardullo cuts it off, throws on to first base in time, and that's out number 1. Brings up the left fielder, Omar Ortson, hitting at just .244, 8 home runs. Check that, no home runs, 8 RBIs. The numbers against the Rockers, they drop even more, hitting just .154. Fastball to Artson, and that is a called strike to begin the at-bat. Well, the Rockers played Lexington Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday last week. They play them Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday this week as Artson chases a curveball down, 0-2. And I bet you'll never guess what 3 days they play them next week. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, but then they tack on Friday, Saturday, Sunday for good measure.
And then they don't ever see them again for the rest of the regular season.
They won't face the Ducks or the Legends in the entire last month of the season. This one hit on the ground towards short. Alfonso scoops it up, throws on to first in time, and that's 2 quick outs for Hensley. But for Lexington specifically, that's why these last 9 games against them are so important. You've got to take down the Legends in these head-to-head battles, because especially if they're a team that is going to try to contend for the division in the second half, you've got to win those head-to-head matchups and not expect a whole lot of help, or not rely on the help that you could get from the other division teams.
You also play against your division for 36 your next 39 games.
Only exception being a 3-game set against the Ducks, as that pitch, a fastball high to Claycamp, hitting .176 with 8 RBIs.
Because those divisional games are really where you can make headway in the division and open up a lead.
And then perhaps the most unexpected early second half twist. High fly ball deep into left field, curling, foul. James McOwen trying to sell it, but Owen Ballard had already agreed with him. And the count 0-2. That foul by about a foot would have been a ground rule double. But in finishing that, and perhaps the most surprising development so far is the fact that the Power and the Honey Hunters both jumped out 4-1 in the second half.
The more surprising one is Gastonia. West Virginia played York, who is not one of the better teams in the division. Everything went well. The offense did a good job. The pitching was good. But Gastonia just exploded on the power side of things and took down what is largely regarded as the best offensive team, shut them down, and did to Lexington what Lexington usually does to teams, open up a big lead and just keep on hammering.
The Rockers hoping they are catching a reeling Legends team and can pick up where Gastonia left off, as that one swing and a miss, strike 3. And after giving up 1 in the first, Bryce Hensley sets the Legends down 1-2-3 in the second. We go to the bottom of the second inning, and it's 1-0 Lexington. Rockers Baseball Network, driven by Van York Auto.
Choose GTCC, choose success. Learn more at www.gtcc.edu today. Fans, you can listen to all 2021 High Point Rockers home games and select road games on MixLR. Download the free MixLR app from your smartphone and search High Point Rockers Baseball. Or follow the Rockers on social media or link to the broadcast on game day. Discover the taste of the High Point Rockers official kitchen. Come join us for lunch every Tuesday through Friday from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Follow us on Instagram at The Kitchen for weekly updates on food and drink special. Come check out our unique dining experience overlooking our Truist Point Stadium as we offer delicious food at a great time.
Bottom of the second inning, Legends up 1-0 over the High Point Rockers. Still a lot of baseball still to be played, and the Rockers have the 6, 7, and 8 hitters coming up here this inning. McOwen, Alfonso, and Gonzalez. Henry Owens walked 2 in the first inning, but did not give up a hit. James McOwen steps in, 255, 4 home runs, 35 batted in, hit a home run against the Legends last week. He's batted 283 against them this year. And Owens kicks and deals, fastball, and that's a called strike. And this is the second lefty-lefty matchup for Henry Owens. This one swung on and skied up and out of play over the Rockers dugout. Count 0-2. There'll be one more lefty-lefty matchup coming 2 batters from now in the form of Jay Gonzalez. Owens, the lanky lefty, comes set. Here comes the 2-0, swung on and ripped into right field, base hit. The Rockers have their first of the ball game. McOwen will break down hard after rounding first base and comes back to the bag, and it is a leadoff single. McOwen's been hitting a lot of balls square recently. Just a lot of them have ended up going right towards somebody, but that one he's able to get past the dive of Clay Camp and gives the Rockers their first hit of the game.
That extends his hit streak to now 5 consecutive games, has reached base in 10 in a row.
The batter, Giovanni Alfonso, hitting at 287. Takes that one down low, count 1-0. 10 of his 31 RBIs this year have come against Lexington. McOwen a couple of steps off the bag, now takes a half step closer to first base. As Alfonso swings on top of the curveball, 1-1. Wind, at least for the moment, non-existent. Flags hanging limply at the flag posts, but usually it'll pick up kind of as the game goes on. Once the sun goes down, you can kind of see a little bit more. That pitch, actually a check over to first base on McOwen. He's back in. Just a very small spattering of rain came through about 45 minutes or so before game time. Partly cloudy skies now, but should be good to go. Here comes the 1-1. Alfonso out in front of it, but tips it foul, and the count 1-2. The first game that the Rockers And Legends played with the pitching mound moved back a foot. Rockers pounded out 22 hits, a season high. And lost the next 2 games of the series. Check over to first base on McOwen, back standing. It was a game in which Tommy Lawrence was brilliant in that first game. The 1-2 coming to Alfonso. A looping curveball up high, 2-2. All 3 games in that series blowouts. The first one in favor of High Point, the second 2 in favor of Lexington. 13-4, 13-4, and 15-4. Fastball, Alfonso swings, hits this one into right field, but playing it perfectly is the right fielder Choice, makes the catch, out number 1.
Now batting DH, Jay Gonzalez.
Picks up Jay Gonzalez, 2 for 7 with an RBI. Rockers acquired him a few days ago in a transaction with the Winnipeg Gold Eyes of the American Association. Owens comes set, first pitch. Taken all the way was Gonzalez. The fastball high, 1-0. And one of the things we've already seen about Gonzalez when he swings is kind of a slap hitter style of swing, but also he's not afraid to lay down a bunt. He's got plenty of real estate down the third baseline if he wanted to do it now. Here comes the pitch, taking all the way again, and the count 2-0. Well, in all 3 of Henry Owens' starts this year against the Rockers, despite having dominant stuff, most innings he has gone is 6, and that's because the pitch count has gone up very quickly for Owens in each of those first 3 starts. So 29 pitches now, number 30, a strike at the knees.
Are you missing us down there? Are you missing us down there? Probably not. You didn't know we were supposed to be down.
I know, I'm kind of, yeah.
Kind of new?
Yeah,
Are you kind of new?
kind of,
Kind of
a little bit.
a little bit.
I'm the newest intern,
You are.
The
but
2-1.
I'm not.
It's a high fastball, but catches the top of the zone. And the count 2-2. Well, the sun is setting behind us, but we can tell it's peeking out over in between the clouds a little bit, simply because you look at the building that they're constructing in center field, you can see some orange reflection. So a couple rays of sunlight trying to sneak in before the sun sets. Check over to first base on McOwen. He's back in.
There's someone standing in front of her crowd mic. She said she's the newest intern, so welcome to High Point.
Yeah.
Well, you know, it takes the place of Tiffany and Brittany, all the knees, you know.
My mom wanted to name me Melinda, and I'm very glad that she didn't, because I don't think I'm much of a Melinda.
The 2-2 coming to Gonzalez. Swung on, hit on the ground, could be 2. Aklinski flips the ball to Keene, on to first, scooped there by Claycamp, and that is a 4-6-3 double play. It ends things for the Rockers in the second. We go to the top of the third, 1-0 Legends on the Rockers Baseball Network, driven by Van York Auto.
You look a little weird up here, too.
At Hyper University, we are focused on preparing students for the world as it is going to be.
Hi, I'm Sid Martin, and I am proud to be High Point University's sports executive in residence.
All right, Rockers fans, it's time to dance for the Rock 92 Dance Camp. Show us your skills.
Sit down there all by yourself.
And tonight's strikeout player of the game is up.
Top of the third inning, the score 1-0 in favor of the Lexington Legends. Kendrick Fruits, Javen Blake here with you on a Tuesday night here in High Point. This is going to be a familiar scene over the next couple months. There will be a lot of home games here at Truist Point. Bryce Hensley, a big part of this team as they make their postseason push in the last 2 months of the year. Hensley will be facing Fernacci, Aklinski, and Baldachin. That is 9, 1, and 2. Comes set. First pitch of the at-bat is a fastball down and in, 1-0. Fernacci hitting .212, a home run, 19 batted in. This one swung on, hit high in the air to left field. McOwen going back at the track and puts it away. A step, maybe two in front of the wall, but that was a high one, out number one. Brings up Ben Aklinski now, led off the game with the solo home run. And you know, we're 5 games into the second half. There's just 55 games left to determine the last 2 playoff spots, and you know, on the one hand, you're like, oh, that's 55 games, that's a lot, but also that's also not a lot of time either, because the last 2 spots are up for grabs. Is that pitch down low and the count 1-0? I feel like every one of these games really, really counts for something.
The divisional games do really matter next couple of weeks, because those are the guys you're fighting with.
The 1-0 misses away, count 2-0.
You got to do your business in the division. Teams like Lexington, West Virginia, Gastonia, especially West Virginia and Gastonia, the Rockers play against them almost exclusively in the month of September. That's where you can really separate yourself.
Timeout was called for a moment, but we're ready to keep going. The 2-ball, no-strike pitch to Aklinski gets over, and the count 2-1. Yeah, this season series against the Legends, more behind them than ahead of them. The 2-1, swung on, hit on the ground, a hot shot, 2-hopper to Cardullo, throws high to first base, but Jerry Downs makes the catch, and that is out number 2. Roberto Baldachin, the batter, grounded out to third his first time up. Rockers have struggled against Lexington this year, 4 wins out of 15, and they would have to go 8-1 in these remaining 9 games to split the season series, which really is not the goal at this point. You want to win them all, but so realistically not going to win this season series as that pitch fouled. Cardullo made the play, threw on to first, but it was already called foul. I think if you finish these last 9 6-3 against Lexington, that's probably a good mark.
6-3, 5-4. Anything above 500, I think, something that you can consider a good mark, especially when you're playing 6 of the 9 at home. This is a Rockers team that has had success against Lexington at home. Maybe not the first 3 games of the season series, but the last time they were at home, they looked real good.
And the good thing about that pitch fouled off and drilled into the corner of the Lexington dugout. Everyone looks okay, count 0-2. And the good thing is, even though they are 4-11 against Lexington this year, most of those losses came in the first half. That's over and done with now. It doesn't matter for this second half. So the big thing is for the Rockers just winning this second half against the Legends, in which they play 11 times and they're 0-2 coming into today. A pitch down low gets through the legs of Stuart Levy and kicked back off the backstop and ended up clipping Levy's foot. Count 1-2. The gray clouds continue to lighten out and break up a little bit, and it's turned into a nice evening here in High Point. That pitch down low, the fastball, 2-2 now to Baldachin. Well, if nothing else, it brought down the temperature a little bit. It was hot earlier this afternoon. The 2-2 curveball, again chopped foul. down the third base side, and the count still 2-2.
It was a hot afternoon on the turf. There was a lot of guys during VP that came out looking like they just took a shower. You take your hacks in the cage, come out, and you're dripping.
The 2-2 chopped off of Baldachin foul. A lot of it was the humidity today. I mean, the temperature was in the low 90s, but humidity was what played a decent role into today.
That's normal summer in North Carolina.
Oh, yeah.
Extremely humid until about 5:30, 6 o'clock, rain, and then it's nice.
The 2-2, and yet another foul ball. That is the 5th foul ball of this at-bat. Hensley has set down 6 legends in a row, looking for his second consecutive 1-2-3 inning. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and there it is. 7 consecutive legends retired. Hensley finishes back-to-back innings with strikeouts. And we go to the bottom of the third. Rockers trail 1-0 on the Rockers Baseball Network, driven by Van York.
Mascot race, presented by Colt. Let's throw down to Shane and get the strike started.
All right, Rockers fans, I am joined by my friend Landon and our awesome Rockin' Horse hype. Are you two ready? 3, 2, 1, give it some horsepower. Let's hear it for it, folks. Cheer on loud. Here they come, rounding the bases. Landon has some speed today. Look at him, folks. Awesome job, Landon. Maybe next time, Mike. Good job. Thanks for joining us.
Proud of its 50-year history in high point, Colt is a leading manufacturer of upholstery and mattress fabrics. Their newest innovations, Live Smart, Evolve upholstery fabric, and ChillSense mattress fabric, have kept over 63 billion plastic bottles and counting from entering landfill, waterways, and oceans. Visit Colt.com to learn more.
Bottom of the third inning, Legends 1, Rockers 0. Kendrick Fruits, Javid Blake here with you on a Tuesday night from Truist Point. Lights are on, and the Rockers will have 9, 1, and 2 coming up this inning. It's Jared Mitchell, Johnny Field, and Michael Martinez.
Right fielder, Jared Mitchell.
Jared Mitchell on the year, 243, 12 home runs, and a team high 47 batted in. Hitting 269 against Lexington with 4 of his 12 home runs. He's got the second best batting average of any Rocker against Henry Owens this year, 2 for 6, swings and misses, strike 1. The batting average has also slowly been climbing upwards, sitting at 243. Curveball, and that's in there for a called strike, and the count 0-2. The thing about Mitchell, you're not going to get rid of strikeouts from his game, but since they moved him down to the number 9 spot, he's been swinging the bat much better, I think, and making contact a lot more.
That's the important thing, because you see a lot more fastballs down in that 9 spot.
0-2, swing and a miss on the fastball, strike 3, and that's out number 1.
Top of the order now, and Johnny
We go back
Field.
around to the top of the lineup. Johnny Field, who flied out to center his first time up. Steps into that right-handed box, and Henry Owens looks to get the sign from the catcher Romanski. And here comes the first pitch. Fastball inside, almost got Johnny Field on the kneecap, but he slid out of the way. And here comes the pitch. Off speed, looked like maybe a changeup. And it is a called strike to Johnny Field. 1 ball, 1 strike now to the Rockers' leadoff man. Here comes the 1-1, swings a towering foul ball. Fernacci racing over, Baldachin racing over. This one is going to be caught, though, by the left fielder Omar Artson, the last one on the scene. He puts it away, out number 2. The batter, Michael Martinez, lined out on a frozen rope to Roberto Baldachin back in the first inning. Two outs in the third. Rockers with just 1 hit so far. Pitch number 40 from Henry Owens, who called strike. Finishing that thought about Jared Mitchell, he is 7 for 14 when batting in the number 9 spot this year. Weak ground ball, knocked down by Owens, and it redirected the ball. Nobody's able to make the play. I think Henry Owens would have been best served letting that ball go. Chris Fernacci could have come in, at least attempted a barehanded play, but Henry Owens kind of redirected the ball by grazing it, and Martinez beats it out. We'll bring up Steven Cardulo now. Officially a infield base hit for Michael Martinez. The pitch to Cardulo, a big hefty swing, and it's fouled back, and the count is 0-1. Well, Cardulo came up to the plate with obvious intentions to do damage. The first good-looking pitch he saw. He walked in his first time up tonight. Check over to first base on Martinez. It was a little bit of a low throw, but handled by Clay Camp. Owens comes set about chest high, deals 0-1 fastball, and it's a called strike to Cardulo, and the count 0-2. Romanski was asking down for Mario Rosas as to whether or not Cardulo swung, but the ABS TrackMan system determined the pitch was a strike anyways. Martinez takes his lead off of first. Here comes another check over to him, and he's back in standing. Well, the first 3 innings of this game, quite a different feel than the series we saw last week, in which the teams just missed 30 runs combined, or just missed 20 runs combined, rather, in each of the games. Fastball inside to Cardulo, and the count 1-2. 17 combined, 17 combined, and 19 combined. And about a third of the way through here today with 1 run.
It's had a different feel, and it's felt like a lot of guys have really settled down to the mound moving back. Everyone's made that adjustment.
I think, too, a lot of people realize it's really not that big of a deal. It didn't make that big of a change. That pitch just inside, the count 2-2.
You look at the numbers, there's been a difference. Strikeouts a little bit up, walks a little bit down. Guys are hitting the ball a couple of points higher than usual, but it's nothing crazy. We aren't seeing 36-35 games anywhere across the Atlantic League.
Here comes the 2-2. Cardulo out in front of it and pops this one up in the infield. Aklinski calling for it and puts it away. Final out of the inning. So the infield single by Michael Martinez leads to 0, and And we go to the 4th inning. Lexington leads 1-0. Javen Blake, your play-by-play when we come back on the Rockers Baseball Network, driven by Van York Auto.
Friday, August 13th, after the Rockers take on the West Virginia Power at 7:05 p.m. We'll be inviting everyone to watch from the field and to dress up like your favorite spooky characters. Rockers fans, if you want to dance the night away with totally tubular 80s music, well, join us Saturday, August 14th at 7:05 p.m. for 80s night. We look forward to seeing you all there. All right, fans, put your fins up and get ready to dance to Jimmy Bucket's song, Fins. The Fin Can is brought to you by B&H Pool and Patio Shop, celebrating over 50 years of providing high-quality service and all your pool needs in High Point, North Carolina.
Welcome back to High Point, top of the 4th inning. Javen Blake alongside Kendrick Fruits. The Legends lead the Rockers by a 1-0 score. The only run in the ball game off of a Ben Aklinski leadoff home run in the 1st inning. Just the 2nd pitch of the ball game to get things going. It's Tillman Pugh, Courtney Hawkins, and Michael Choice, 3, 4, and 5 in the order. Due up for Lexington here in the 4th inning. Bryce Hensley back on the hill. He's really settled down. Last about 2 1/3 innings, has retired 7 in a row. He's the first base coach for Lexington. Sprints out of the dugout. Hard charges, hard 90 down to first. Gets there in time. First pitch from Hensley. Swing, fly ball. Medium depth center field. Field takes about 3 steps over. Puts up the glove, makes the catch. Tillman Pugh for the 2nd time today. Flies out to center field, brings up Courtney Hawkins.
His 50th pitch of the game was 1 pitch, 1 out here in the 4th inning. That's how you want to do it.
Time for a check of the Atlantic League scoreboard, brought to you by Ginny Morrow Cruise Planners. End of 5 in Game 1 between Southern Maryland and Long Island. Ducks lead 6-4. First pitch to Hawkins. Fastball misses low, 1 ball and no strikes. Hawkins back in the 1st inning. Lined a double off the right center field wall. That is the last hit for the Lexington Legends. They've been retired in order since. The pitch, fastball, misses away, 2-0.
Well, that's huge. The Ducks are up 6-4 on Southern Maryland because the Blue Crabs had an early 4-0 lead, so the Ducks have come charging back in that one.
Lancaster and York delayed due to rain. West Virginia leads Gastonia 4-1, top 5. The 2-0 pitch, slider, called a strike, 2-1. Hawkins was just activated this morning. Had spent pretty much the last month on the injured list. The pitch, swing, line drive, base hit left field. Takes 1 bounce, bounces all the way into the corner, and bounces out of play for another double for Courtney Hawkins, this time with a ground rule variety. It puts a runner on second with 1 out here in the 4th. For the righty, Michael Choice.
When you hook anything down the left field line, it's almost guaranteed to be a ground rule double because of how low that fence is in foul territory and how close it is to the line down there.
Choice on the day, 0 for 1. Flew out to right back in the 1st inning. That was his first Atlantic League at bat of the year. Spent most of his season with Union Laguna, Monterrey in the Mexican League. Pitch from the lefty. Takes away 1-0. Check that, it was Monclova and Union Laguna. Neither of those teams advancing to the playoffs in Mexico, which are currently going on. The pitch, swing and a miss, elevated fastball. Count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Choice was signed yesterday, activated, put in the lineup for today. Hensley kicks and fires home. Swing, line drive, base hit to the right side of the infield and rolls all the way to the right center field wall. Mitchell cuts it off. Rounding third is Hawkins. To second is Choice. He rounds second, heads to third. Johnny Field picks up the ball and now throws it in. And it's a triple for Michael Choice. Coming home is Courtney Hawkins. And the Legends now lead 2-0 in the fourth.
That's a tough situation right there. Jared Mitchell tries to slide and knock the ball down, but all he does is redirect it and kind of kicked it even further towards the wall, and Johnny Field had to go chasing after it. So a good idea by Jared Mitchell, but it ended up doing more harm than good.
And that's what happens when you play on turf. Jake Romanski up to the plate from the right side. Choice at third. Legends lead 2-0. It can take one hop and does not stop rolling. There are no scattered rocks or divots or grass or anything, and it just keeps on rolling. The pitch to the catcher. Fastball just below the knees, 1-0.
So it's officially scored a double and an E9.
And for Jared Mitchell, that is his 6th error of the year. The pitch. Fastball misses low, 2-0. Choice still gets the RBI. That's his first in a Legends uniform. And also his first hit. Romanski at the very back of the right-handed batter's box. The 2-0 pitch. Fastball, swing and a miss. 2-1.
Bryce Hensley's not going to put a whole lot of those fastballs by you, so for Romanski there, that was just a situation where he saw a lot of slow stuff and then all of a sudden was kind of lulled to sleep and then was surprised by the fastball.
Romanski on the day 0 for 1. Grounded out to third back in the second inning. The 2-1 pitch. Fastball misses away, 3-1. Hensley now at 61 pitches, 38 strikes. So still a good ratio. 38 strikes, 23 balls. He's trying to avoid walking his first batter of the ball game in Jake Romanski. The 3-1 pitch. Fastball called a strike, evens it up. This brings it back to full at 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Hensley has only walked a single batter in his last 4 outings. 1 in each of the last 4, I should say.
He's not someone that walks a lot of people and not someone that strikes out a lot of guys either. The payoff pitch with 1 out. Curveball, swing, ground ball to third. Cardullo steps on third, picks it up and throws to first in time. That retires Romanski. Cardullo picked up the ball and went to third because Michael Choice was about 3 steps off the bag. Stepped on the bag, couldn't quite tag Choice, and then went all the way to first to get the out. Romanski retired, out number 2. Choice stays at third and brings up the righty Omar Artson. 2 outs and 1 on here in the fourth.
I think what Cardullo was trying to do was to block the bag so that Choice couldn't slide back in cleanly, but he realized he didn't really have a whole lot of time to do that.
And also didn't have a whole lot of time to get Romanski out the base paths. First pitch to the righty. Swing, bouncing ball about 15 or so feet wide of the plate. Count goes to 0-1. Artson on the day, 0 for 1. Grounded out to Giovanni Alfonso at short last time up in the second inning. Legends lead 2-0. Got a run and a leadoff home run by Ben Aklinski. A double and an error from Michael Choice brought home Courtney Hawkins this inning. The 0-1 pitch. Fastball called a strike at the letters, 0-2. Bryce Hensley's done a good job working around base runners. Sure, 1 run's come home here in this inning. He stranded Courtney Hawkins in the first, 1 pitch away from stranding 1 here. The pitch, swing, bounce foul behind home plate. Count stays 0-2. There has not been a single hit by Lexington today, though. They have 4 hits, 3 doubles, and a home run. This is a power hitting team. Tied for first in doubles, first in triples, second in homers, first in slugging percentage. The 0-2 pitch, swing. Artson fights it off with the hands. Count stays 0-2. Power's the name of the game for this Lexington team. You can kind of zap that power. That's what Gastonia did this past weekend. It's a path to victory. The 0-2 pitch. Fastball misses high, 1-2. No, called strike 3. Artson ducked down, so it crossed around his eyes. The only problem is that's not where it usually stands. Tried to sell it, couldn't. Strikes out looking. Bryce Hensley gets out of the inning. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, and another runner left on base. Check that. 1 run, 2 hits, 1 error by Jared Mitchell, and 1 runner left on base. We're through 3.5 at the point. Lexington 2, Rockers nothing. We're back after this. The Rockers Baseball Network, driven by Van York Auto. Welcome back, bottom half of the 4th inning. Javic Blake alongside Kendrick Fruits. Thanks so much for joining us. Legends tacked one on in the top half of the inning. They lead 2-0 over the Rockers. Henry Owens, the lefty, back on the mound. Jerry Downs, Stuart Levy, and James McOwen, the 3 due up and tasked with trying to figure out Henry Owens. He is a man the Rockers haven't been able to figure out all year long. This is his 4th start against the Rockers. Coming into today, a 1.69 ERA against the ball club. Jerry Downs comes up to the plate from the left side. And Owens is basically Bryce Hensley in a different uniform. The fastball, 86, 87 miles an hour. Mixes in a changeup at around 70 and a curveball at around 70. And he just plays with the corners. First pitch to Downs. Fastball misses away. 1 ball, no strikes.
Only difference is Henry Owens walks a lot more guys than Bryce Hensley does.
Strikes out a lot more, too. Owens more than a strikeout per 9. Strikeout per inning. The pitch. Fastball called the strikeout side corner, 1-1. Coming into today, 52 walks in 56 innings. Not a number you want at all. Thing that saves him, though, 65 strikeouts in 56 innings. The lefty kicks and fires home. Curveball. Downs takes it, 2-1.
Rockers only have 2 hits today, and only one of them has been hit hard, and that was James McOwen. But I guess things kind of even out in baseball. Michael Martinez gets on base with a little excuse me single, but he also lined one to Roberto Baldachin that was caught in the 1st inning.
Rockers just seem to be ahead of things a little bit. The 2-1 pitch, swing and a miss. Downs goes hunting a fastball high and away. Count evens up 2-2. That's one of those swings we saw from Downs last week where he's just locked into the core. And that pitch is about an inch or 2 farther down. Downs is putting it over the scoreboard. The 2-2 pitch. Slider misses away, 3-2.
Another good thing for Jerry Downs is that he's showing good eye at the plate and good discipline on pitches down. Yes, like any power hitter, he'll chase one kind of that looks up at his shoulder level sometimes, but you will not see him chase a pitch down and out of the zone hardly ever.
Downs at the very back of the left-handed batter's box, bright red batting gloves. The payoff pitch, swing, popped up, third base side out of play. Count stays 3-2. Lexington, 2 runs, 4 hits, and no errors. For the Rockers, no runs, 2 hits, and 1 error on the day. Downs back into the box. Sort of waves the black bat back and forth a couple of times. Now does once more, puts it above the back shoulder. Owens brings up the leg, fires home. Big looping curve, misses inside, ball 4. And Downs walks for the second time today.
Now batting catcher
Brings up Stuart
Levy.
Levy, who's 0 for 1. Ran into a fielder's choice that ended the first inning. As always, comes up, takes the big right-handed swing. Check that, the left-handed swing. Steps into the right-handed batter's box.
Levy put some good swings on the ball his first time up, though. I wouldn't be surprised if he barrels one up here and puts something in the gap.
He was ahead on just about everything. Walking lead for Downs. The pitch. Fastball misses high. 1-0. Levy ended the Rockers' best opportunity of the night in the first inning. Runner on first and second, 2 outs. Grounded out in a hard ground ball to Chris Fernacci at third. The 1-0 pitch. Fastball misses low. 2-0.
I guess I should amend my statement. I think he can make the timing adjustment and barrel something into the gap if he gets a pitch in the strike zone.
Controls kind of gone away for Henry Owens. He walked 2 in the first, 1-2-3 inning in the second. Strikeout, flyout, pop out, got him out of the third. The 2-0 pitch. Fastball misses inside, and the count quickly to 3 balls and no strikes on Levy.
Well, if you can get the first 2 guys aboard with nobody out in the inning, gives you some options. You've got some good bunters coming up in the lineup, and what looks like it could be a low-scoring game. Maybe Jamie Keefe wants to just play for 1.
The 3-0 pitch. Levy takes all the way, almost clips him at the shoe tops. Ball 4, back-to-back walks for the second time today for Owens. He now has 4 on the day. And brings up the lefty James McOwen. First off, Jake Romansky out to the mound, talking to Henry Owens. And this is a mound visit.
The batter is James McOwen.
Looked like a mound visit. Home plate umpire Mike Williams didn't go out to the mound, but was just about signs. Came back and gave the safe signal, which means one of the 3 timeouts is not used. Remember, this year in the Atlantic League, it is not based on mound visits, it is overall timeouts. Time is called, everyone steps out, steps off. 2 on, nobody out for the Rockers. Levy at first, Downs at second, McOwen the lefty at the plate. First pitch, slider, misses away. That's now 6 consecutive balls for Henry Owens. Walked Jerry Downs, 4 straight balls to Levy, and now 1 to start off the at-bat to James McOwen. The pitch home. Fastball called a strike. Outside corner. Count evens up 1-1. McOwen on the day, 1 for 1. Line drive single back in the second inning. Quickly erased though on a 4-6-3 double play to end the inning. The 1-1 pitch. Fastball bites low in the dirt. Romansky blocks it up. 2-1. Giovanni Alfonso on deck. Jay Gonzalez behind him. Owens gets a new ball back into the box. Is McOwen. Baldachin shading a little bit more up the middle at short. The pitch swing looped foul. Wide of the first base bag. Count evens up 2-2.
Saw McOwen do that a couple of times on Sunday's game against the Ducks, and kind of some line drives down the first base side, just straighten those out a little bit. He's probably got 4 or 5 doubles in the last couple of games.
You've seen this a couple of times today. Stuart Levy's first at-bat's the best example. Guys just getting way ahead of pitches. The 2-2 pitch, curveball, he waits back on it, swing, base hit, bouncing through the infield on the right side. Choice picks it up, rounding third is Downs. The throw comes in the ball to Keene at short, and Jerry Downs comes home on an RBI single from James McOwen, his second single of the day, first RBI, and the Rockers cut the lead in half. It's 2-1.
James McOwen has really been swinging well recently. He's barreled up a lot of baseballs. A lot of them have gone foul, but he's a guy that looks like he's on the verge of breaking out really from the home run that he hit in the last game of the Lexington series last week.
For McOwen, that is his 36th run batted in of the year. Alfonso up from the right side. Still nobody out in the inning, 2 on. The only difference from last at-bat, it's now a 2-1 ball game. First pitch, fastball misses away, 1-0. For Henry Owens this year, that is just the 4th earned run he's allowed against the Rockers. Bumps up that ERA that came in today at 1.69. The pitch, fastball misses high again, and the count 2-0. This is where Owens has got himself in trouble throughout the night. Instead of a first pitch strike, Lexington now gets the bullpen going. He gets down 1-0, 2-0 on hitters and backs himself into a fastball corner. The pitch, fastball misses away, and the count now at 3 balls and no strikes. Now you're even in more of a hole. And they are not misses that are an inch or 2 out of the zone. They are 2, 3, 4 inches out. The 3-0 pitch, Alfonso taking all the way, fastball called a strike high, 3-1.
One bad pitch away from the first 4 batters of the inning getting on would be 3 walks and a single.
Downs walked, Levy walked, McOwen singled. Now Alfonso 1 ball away from getting on base. The pitch, high and away, ball 4, and they're loaded up for Jay Gonzalez.
This might be a situation where we do see Dave Island, and actually, yes, he will come out.
Now batting DH, Jay Gonzalez.
Pitching coach for the Legends, Dave Island, the former Yankee, steps over the line, walks out to the mound. Owens has now thrown 66 pitches and only 35 strikes. It has been a tough day to say the least. He's someone who walks a ton of guys to begin with. Last week between the Rockers and the Legends, he walked 8 batters. He's walked 5 or more in each of his last 5 starts. That streak continues today. It's now 6 starts this year out of 13. He's walked at least 5. He's walked 3 in the inning, 2 in the first. Island departs back to the dugout. Up to the plate from the left side comes Gonzalez. Bases loaded, still nobody out in the inning. Rockers down 1. The pitch, fastball, high and away, 1-0.
Well, like we said earlier, the season high for walks for Henry Owens was 8 that he set in that last start. And with the pitch count still relatively low, he could reach that number again next inning or 2.
The pitch to the lefty. Swing, hit out towards right center field. Choice going over along with Pugh, and that gets off the wall. 1 run comes in to score behind him, McOwen, and it bounces over the wall. Took 1 hop, hit the very top of the wall, went straight up in the air, and came over on the other side. 2 RBI ground rule double for Jay Gonzalez. He now has 3 hits as a Rocker. 2 of them have brought home runs. The Rockers now lead this thing 3-2. All 3 of their runs scored in the 4th inning. That is also the end of the night for Henry Owens. Manager P.J. Phillips comes out, takes the ball, and Owens' night is done after 3+ innings. Lexington goes to the pen. Rockers up 3-2. We're back after this. The Rockers Baseball Network, driven by Van Uricano.
Hey fans, buckle up now for this game. Pitching right-hander Jeff Thompson. This call of the bullpen is sponsored by Clearfield Wireless. Working hard to keep you connected and safe. Give your cricket service today.
The inning started with Henry Owens rolling the Rockers down 2-0. The offense just unable to get kick-started. But 5 straight batters reaching, walk, single, walk, and a 3-run double have given the Rockers now a 3-2 lead. Henry Owens departs after 3+ innings. And in comes the righty, Jeff Thompson.
Jeff Thompson, 1-1, a 9.35 ERA. This is his 19th appearance. He's made 2 starts, 19 walks, 31 strikeouts. Opponents hitting .297 off of him. He's allowed 6 home runs in 26 innings.
Jared Mitchell comes up. Jay Gonzalez at second. Giovanni Alfonso at third. Rockers lead 3-2. Bottom half of the 4th inning and nobody out. First pitch, fastball. Called a strikeout, sad corner, 0-1. Thompson, another guy just like Henry Owens. Walks a lot, but also strikes out a lot of guys. The pitch, swing and a miss. Fastball up high to Mitchell. Counted at 0-2.
Well, Jared Mitchell is 7 for 15 in the number 9 spot this year. Of the 8 times he did not get a hit, 7 of them have been strikeouts.
He struck out a good amount last week. 12 strikeouts and 27 plate appearances. And now struck out 13 times in the last 28. The 0-2 pitch. Fastball misses away. 1-2. He's 0 for 1. Struck out back in the 3rd inning. That strikeout rate has just climbed at a steady rate last couple of weeks, now at a season high 32%. The pitch, swing and a miss. Goes fishing on a pitch off the outside corner. Strikes out number 1. And flips things over to the top of the order. It's Johnny Field, Michael Martinez, and Steven Cardullo. First to face Thompson is Johnny Field. 1 out in the inning. Gonzalez at second, Alfonso at third. Rockers lead 3-2 here in the 4th.
But usually it's a good sign when your 6th batter of the inning makes the first out of the inning.
Infield in for Lexington. Fornacci, Baldachin, Aklinski, and Claycamp all on the grass. The pitch, swing and a miss up high, and a fake throw back to third. Alfonso splayed himself back. Pitch was a strike, count at 0-1. Thompson, a big guy on the mound, 6'6", 245. The 0-1 pitch, curveball that just falls off the table. Swing and a miss, count at 0-2.
Has really shown Field the 2 differences of his arsenal there. Starts him with the high fastball, then goes down with the curveball.
First pitch was at 92, last one was at 81 miles an hour.
Both of them out of the zone, too.
The 0-2 pitch, fastball, misses away, 1-2. Field 0 for 2 on the day. Flew out to center field back in the first. Flew out to left in the third. Infield still in for Lexington. There's no force at home. They try to cut down Gonzalez regardless. The pitch, curveball, misses away. 2-2. Try to cut down Alfonso. Gonzalez is at second. Alfonso at third. Field steps out of the box for a moment. Now steps back in from the right side. Thompson sets the letters. Now kicks and fires home. Swing, fouled straight back. Count stays at 2-2. High Point has worked themselves into a lengthy inning. All but one of the at-bats has seen at least 4 pitches. The only one that didn't was James McGowan. I don't know, 1 pitch, ripping a single into right field. 2-2 the count, 1 out. The righty fires home. Fastball misses high, 3-2. The inning just continues with Lexington having trouble to find the strike zone. There is an open bag at first, but a walk would load things up for Michael Martinez, who is batting an even .500, 7 for 14 this year. The pitch, swing and a miss. Field goes chasing way out in front on a curveball. Back-to-back strikeouts for Thompson brings up Michael Martinez. Thompson's done his job. P.J. Phillips brought him in to shut down the run scoring. Give his team an opportunity to keep things at 3-2, a chance to come back in the 5th. He's done just that. Strikeout of Mitchell, strikeout of Field, both on swings and both on pitches out of the zone. First pitch to Martinez. Another curveball buried in the dirt. Swing and a miss, count at 0-1. Martinez 1 for 2 today from the right side. Turns around, bats lefty against Jeff Thompson, the righty on the mound. The 0-1 pitch. Swing, hit out towards deep center field. Pugh going back, keeps going back, and finally settles under it. About 2 feet from the wall, and that ends the inning. For the Rockers, they get 3 runs on 2 hits, no errors. They leave 2 on the base paths. Jeff Thompson does his job, gets Lexington out of the inning. We head to the top of the 5th. Rockers 3, Lexington 2. We're back after this. The Rockers Baseball Network, driven by Van Yorgado.
Your hometown High Point Rockers and enjoy great brews. Located behind section 104 is our team store and our beer bar on High Point. Be sure to visit before you leave today so you can browse our large selection of Rockers merchandise and hang out with our star Friendship Table.
Chris, we got some food if you want some. Yeah, we'll be up in a minute. Okay.
This is the top of the 5th inning. Leading off.
Welcome back, top of the 5th inning. Javik Blake alongside Kendrick Fruits. Bryce Hensley back on the mound. Finds himself pitching in a 2-0 ball game with his team down to now a 3-2 lead for the Rockers. The bottom 2 in the order up for Lexington. Sam Claycamp, Chris Fornacci, and then the top of the order, and Ben Aklinski. Clay Camp in from the right side, faces the lefty Hensley. First pitch, bunt shown and offered at. Misses completely. Counted 0-1. Cardullo was way back down the third baseline. Clay Camp, who struggled pretty much all year long, figured why not? Just couldn't get the bat to the baseball. Hensley fires. Fastball misses away, 1-1. Clay Camp on the day, 0 for 1. Struck out back in the second inning. One of 3 strikeouts today from Hensley. An uncharacteristically high total for him. The pitch. Slider misses down, 2-1. Hensley is not a guy who strikes out many batters. He's made 10 starts this year and has struck out 26 coming into today. It's an average of around 2.5 for every time he's out there. 3 strikeouts. It's the 4th most he's had in a game all year. The pitch bunted perfectly down the third base line, but right at Cardullo. Picks it up, throws high. Doesn't matter. Jerry Downs is there, sticks up the glove. Clay Camp out number 1.
Very odd-looking bunt there. He kind of smacked at it at the last second and gave it a lot more power than what he should have done there. It ended up just being like a weak ground ball to Cardullo at third base.
And he kept creeping in as soon as he saw Clay Camp's hands move, which made things a lot easier. Chris Fernacci comes up to the plate. He's 0 for 1, flew out to left field last time he was up. Pitch from Hensley. Fastball called a strike at the letters, 0-1.
We were talking about the strikeouts from Hensley. The most interesting thing, all 3 strikeouts today have been to end the inning, into the second, into the third, into the fourth.
The pitch, swing and a miss. Fastball down low. Fernacci swings through. Counted 0-2. For Hensley, he's pitching against guys who wore the jersey he once wore. Played for the Legends back in the 2019 season when they were an affiliate of Kansas City Royals. The 0-2 pitch, swing and a miss. Fastball outside corner. Down goes Fernacci. Strikeout number 4 on the day for Hensley. 2 outs now, brings up the top of the order, Ben Aklinski. Rockers lead 3-2, no one on. 2 outs here in the top half of the 5th inning from Truist Point. Hensley was a member of the Royals farm system. Got drafted 22nd round, 2018. The pitch, curveball misses low, 1-0. And there is just about a man for every single college in the area on the Rockers roster. The pitch, fastball, dots the outside corner, called the strike, 1-1. You have Hensley, UNCG guy, Logan Benders from NC State. A couple other guys from in and around the area. The pitch, swing and a miss. Changeup down low, and all of a sudden Hensley's found his pitch. Aklinski, after that swing, took a massive walk around the box. Now sets back in from the right side. Strikeout here would be the 2nd most strikeouts in a start this year for Hensley, with his 5th. The 1-2 pitch. Swing, broken bat, flare up the middle. Alfonso backhands it, spins, throws to first. It's wide, gets away from Downs. Scampering towards second is Aklinski. Changes his mind last minute and runs back to the bag. He reaches base. 2 outs, brings up Roberto Baldacchini.
Should be a base hit, I think, for Aklinski. He was going to beat that throw.
We'll see what the official scoring is. But either way, it brings up Roberto Baldacchini. Aklinski reaches base for the 2nd time today. It is a single to Aklinski. He's now 2 for 3. And that was a hot shot back up the middle. Alfonso had to go back on it, slide to his knees, pick it up, turn and throw all in one motion. Pitch to the number 2 man in the order. Fastball misses high and away. 1 ball, no strikes. 2-3 in the order has been a little bit of a black hole today for Lexington. Baldacchino 0 for 2, ground out and a strikeout. Hughes on deck, 2 flyouts to center. The 1-0 pitch, swing, ground ball right at Alfonso, goes down to Anise, spins it, turns to second. Martinez fakes a throw to first, and that ends the inning. Baldacchino grounds into a fielder's choice. Aklinski out on the bases, and we're officially halfway through this one in High Point. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 runner left aboard. Rockers 3, Legends 2. We're back after this. The Rockers Baseball Network, driven by Van Yorkata.
Near there, in that area. He is going to run, grab this base, and get back there in 30 seconds. Are you ready, my friend? 3, 2, 1, go! Cheer him on, crowd. Look at that form. He's got it. Look at that speed. You got this. Pick up the base and head on back there. All right, folks, I think he's going to beat it. I mean, look at the timer. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Good job, Luca. Let's hear it for him, crowd.
Wake Forest Baptist Health offers a full range of orthopedic and sports medicine care for all ages. We're proud to be the official team doctors for your High Point Rockers. We can help keep you moving to same or next day appointments and extended hours for your convenience. Call 336-716-WAKE or visit wakehealth.edu/sportsmedicine today to schedule an appointment. Wake Forest Baptist Health, go where the athletes go. Leading off the Rockers, Steve Cardullo.
Bottom 5, Jeff Thompson back out for his second inning of work. Rockers 3, Lexington Legends 2. What is now a dark Tuesday night in High Point. The sun's officially set. It's game 1 of a 3-game set between the Rockers and the Legends. Both of them trying to find some ground and some footing here in the second half. Both of them at 2 and 3. Steven Cardullo up first. First pitch, big looping curve, and hits him right on the elbow guard. Cardullo tosses the bat, runs down to first. That was
Now batting Jerry
a
Hill.
very loud sound of ball against plastic. Cardullo hands over the trusty elbow guard to first base coach Billy Horn. He takes it back to the dugout, brings up Jerry Downs.
That's his 6th hit by pitch of the year, the 3rd highest total on the team.
With the end of last inning, we can give you Henry Owens' final line. Goes 3+ innings, 4 hits, 3 runs, 5 walks, 1 strikeout. Pitch to Downs. Swing and rip right in Aklinski. Underhands to second for 1, on to first, and an easy 4-6-3 double play. Wipes 2 off the board, brings up Stuart Levy.
Now batting the catcher, Stuart Levy.
It's another situation in which a Rockers batter just really barrels one up, but hits it right at a Lexington defender.
Brings up the righty, Stuart Levy. 2 outs now in the inning. Jeff Thompson's retired all 5 that he's faced. He's faced 5, and every one of them has ended up being an out in the scoreboard. Rockers lead 3-2. 2 outs, no one on here in the 5th inning. The pitch. Fastball misses high and inside. 1-0. Levy on the day 0 for 1. Ran into a fielder's choice in the first, walked in the 4th. The pitch. Fastball misses away. Count it 2-0. Walked the camera out to score as well back in the 4th. Rockers last inning, all 5, the first 5 batters reached base. They sent 8 to the plate. The 2-0 pitch spiked low and away. Gets by Romansky, counted 3-0. The Rockers decided the outs were going to come later. The runs were going to come first. The first 5 batters reached base, and then the next 3 batters all got out. But either way, they're up 3-2 on the scoreboard. The 3-0 pitch. Fastball inside, ball 4. 6th walk of the day by the Lexington pitching staff. Brings up the lefty, James McGowan.
6 walks and a hit by pitch. The most walks the Rockers have taken in a game this year. is 12.
Something tells me, unless something crazy happens, we're not going to see 12 on the scoreboard tonight. That was a wild day. That was against York Revolution. First pitch, swing and a miss. Another spiraling curveball. McOwen swings over at 0-1.
The way that Henry Owens threw today, the reason they may not get to 12 is because he's already out of the ball game.
That was a game that saw what is now a former member of the Revolution. The 0-1 pitch, swing, clobbered out towards right center field. Choice and Pugh going over towards the wall, and Pugh settles under it to make the catch, out number 3. That ends the inning and ends McOwen's bid for a 3-for-3 day. No runs, no hits, no errors, 1 runner left on base. We're through 5 innings in High Point. Back after this, Rockers lead 3-2. Rockers Baseball Network driven by Van York Auto.
Welcome, Mercy Middle Church staff and family members. Welcome our friends from High Point Fire Department and their families. Welcome, tourists back. Thank you all for joining us tonight. We look forward to seeing you all again soon. Ever want to spend your summer living with a professional baseball player? Become a part of the High Point family by being a Rockers host family. With perks like discount tickets, merchandise, special events, and the memories of welcoming the Rocker into your home. Your summer will be one you won't forget. Visit highpointrockers.com for more information. Top of the 6th, leading off, Tillman Pugh.
Top half of the 6th inning from High Point. Welcome back, Javic Blake alongside Kendrick Fruits. Bryce Hensley back on the mound for his 6th inning of work. Been able to really settle down since the first inning. Gave up a home run on the very first pitch of the ball game. Since then has settled down, allowed 1 run, has thrown 81 pitches through 5 innings. Faces Tillman Pugh, the pitcher spot, and Michael Choice. 3, 4, 5 in the order here in the 6th inning. So far today, it's allowed 5 hits, 2 runs, no walks, and 4 strikeouts. Tied for the 2nd most in a start all year for him. Season high is 7. First pitch. Pugh takes. Fastball inside corner. 0-1. Hensley picks up the leg, comes home. Fastball low and away. Evens up 1-1. As always, make sure say hello. Tweet at us at Rockers Baseball. Let us know where you're listening from. We'll say hello. The pitch, swing, and tipped foul back into the glove of Levy. Count at 1 ball, 2 strikes. This is the big thing for Hensley. He's been able to get ahead of batters a couple times today. And that really opened up the arsenal. The 1-2 pitch comes at him with the fastball. It's fouled off. Count stays 1-2.
Lonely down there, Coy. Lonesome down there. Huh? Everybody's looking at you.
Husted's back into the box. A massive leg guard on the front leg of the righty. The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Hughes almost swings out of his shoes. And now it's officially the 2nd most strikeouts in a start this year for Bryce Hensley. That's number 5. Pugh now 0 for 3. And a DH comes up to the plate. And with no one in the bullpen, it is Jeff Thompson. We're going to have a pitcher hit here in the 6th inning. First pitch, looks at a fastball. Called strike one.
That's a tough situation to not have Courtney Hawkins' bat in the lineup anymore. The guy who was really swinging it well.
The 0-1 pitch, fastball, called a strike, and Bryce Hensley's just laying in the fastball to Jeff Thompson. Thompson has one at bat this year, is 0 for 1 with a strikeout. He's up from the right side. Sort of waggles the bat a little bit, very close stance. The 0-2 pitch, and right down the middle, called strike three. Jeff Thompson looks at 3 consecutive pitches from Bryce Hensley and walks back to the dugout. Brings up Michael Choice, 2 outs, no one on. Here in the 6th inning, Rutgers up 3-2. That might be the easiest plate appearance Bryce Hensley has to have the entire night.
Well, if he wants to tie his season high in strikeouts, he's probably going to have to do it here, sitting at 89 pitches.
First pitch, fastball, pounds it and just misses away. 1 ball, no strikes. Hensley looks like he's kind of added a little bit to that fastball here. The 1-0 pitch, swing, looped out, first base side, over comes Downs, makes the catch on his way back to the dugout, and that ends the inning. An easy 1-2-3 inning with 2 strikeouts for Bryce Hensley. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on base. The Rockers lead 3-2. As we're through 5.5 in High Point. Back after this, the Rockers Baseball Network, driven by Van York Auto.
Included in these seats is our POW and IAC, which will always remain unused in honor of those who do not belong. Please rise if you are currently serving or have served our armed forces. Thank you for your service, and thank you to Cricket Wireless for sponsoring the Rockers Row of Honor. To honor the hometown hero of your life, nominate them to sit in our Row of Honor by sliding to highpointrockers.com. And now get ready to show those pearly whites fans it's time for the Smile Cam. Brought to you by Dr. Bradley and Samuel. If you need a great dentist, call ours 336-883-2316 or visit www.bradleyasamueleds.com. Dr. Bradley Samuel, official dentist of High Point Rockers.
Welcome back. Bottom half of the 6th inning from High Point. Javik Blake alongside Kendrick Fruits. It's Giovanni Alfonso, Jay Gonzalez, and Jaron Mitchell. 7, 8, and 9 in the Rockers order, due up against Jeff Thompson after one of the, I'd say, easygoing plate appearances of the night. Got his 2nd plate appearance of the season, his 3rd of his career. Dropped the OBP down to 333. Faces Giovanni Alfonso here to start off the 6th inning. Rockers lead by a 3-2 score. They scored all 3 of their runs in the 4th inning. RBI single by James McGowan. 2-run double by Jay Gonzalez. First pitch, swing, fouled straight back off the netting. Counted 0-1. The pitch, swing, ground ball right at third. Fernacci picks it up 2 steps, throws to first. That retires Alfonso. Out number 1, beats him by no more than a step or 2. Brings up Jay Gonzalez, 1 for 2. 2-run double back in the 4th, rounded out into a 4-6 double 3. 4-6-3 double play back in the 2nd inning.
Today in baseball history, presented by the International Market Center. We start a little later than we normally start. We're going to start 1944 tonight.
First pitch from Thompson. Curveball misses high, 1-0.
Braves pitcher Charles Red Barrett throws a complete game 2-0 shutout, but the cool part, 58 pitches, and a game that took 75 minutes.
The 1-0 pitch, curveball, dunks in, evens things up 1 ball, 1 strike.
That was probably the most Maddox game that has ever been pitched. We go up ahead then to 1994.
The 1-1 pitch from the righty, bunch shown, pulled back, curveball low, 2-1.
In Brett Saberhagen's last start of the season, because of course it was a strike-shortened year, picks up his 14th victory and finishes the year with more wins, 14, than walks, 13.
The 2-1 pitch, fastball way inside. Gonzalez spirals out of the way from the left-handed batter's box. Count of 3-1.
Lastly, in 1998 at Qualcomm Stadium in San Diego, Harry Wendelstedt and his son Hunter become the first father-son combo to umpire a Major League Baseball game.
The 3-1 pitch, Thompson pours in a fastball, called a strike, 3-2. Not too often you see many father-son umpiring duos. The 3-1 pitch, swing, ground ball right on Aklinski at second, picks it up, throws to first. In time, retires Gonzalez. It's now 3 straight retired by Thompson. Brings up Jared Mitchell, who's 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts.
Actually, our Little League back home growing up had a father-son umpire combo. Mike and Brandon Tester. Brandon still does some umpiring for travel teams now.
Mitchell up from the left side. First pitch from Thompson. Slider called a strike inside corner, 0-1. Thompson has been able to do what Henry Owens failed to do a couple of times tonight, and that's get the first pitch strike and do it consistently. The 0-1 pitch. Slider misses low, 1-1. Lexington, 2 runs, 5 hits, and no errors. For the Rockers, 3 runs, 4 hits, and just a single error. Mitchell back into the box. The 1-1 pitch. Curveball misses low, 2-1. Mitchell had opted for the gray cleats with the gray uniforms throughout the road trip. Now that the Rockers are back home, this is his 4th consecutive game wearing the sparkling white Adidas cleats. The 2-1 pitch, swing and a miss. Count evens up, 2-2. He's got the high blue socks, white cleats, a couple of gold accents in there. The plate where the spikes are gold. See some sparkles on it every time he lifts up the leg, kind of the light reflecting back. White shiny batting gloves as well. The 2-2 pitch, swing, little looping ball out towards left field, ball to Keen, and Fornacci going over. It's Fornacci who makes the catch, almost falling over in short left field, out number 3. That ends the inning. For the Rockers, no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. We enter the top half of the 7th inning. Kendrick Furch, your play-by-play when we return. Rockers 3, Legends 2. Back after this, the Rockers Baseball Network, driven by Van Dorcado.
Turn your attention to the area in front of the first base dugout with tonight's contest. Shayla, take it away and use us for all contestants.
Rockers fans, I am down on the wheels of Lake Jaden and Hampton. They are going to put the forehead right on the back and spin as fast as they possibly can until I say go. Are you boys ready? 3, 2, 1, start spinning. Let's hear it for all folks. The louder you cheer, the faster they spin. Here we go, getting busy. Some wobbles going on. Keep going, faster, faster, faster. Faster. Heads down, no cheating. 3, 2, 1, go! Go see height. Okay. Hampton won. Good job.
It's the top of the 7th. Leading off for the Legends, Jake Romansky.
Top of the 7th inning. Bryce Hensley is back out on the mound, sitting at 91 pitches. There's a couple guys standing around in the Rockers bullpen. Nobody actively throwing, though. Hensley, a very, very quick 6th inning, and he'll face 6, 7, and 8 Romanski, Artson, and Claycamp for Lexington. Looks like a right-hander up in the bullpen for the Legends. Could signal the end of the day for Jeff Thompson. Hensley comes set. First pitch coming here is popped up into shallow center field. Going out is Martinez, and he's going to flag everyone off. Puts it away, out number 1. So Bryce Hensley, 1 pitch, 1 out here in the 7th.
That's been the name of the game for Bryce today. Get that quick out early. Gives you some opportunities to go deep in the ball game, even if you end up having a couple 6, 7 pitch at bats.
That'll bring up Omar Artson, the left fielder, 0 for 2 tonight. Has also struck out as part of that 0 for 2. One of 6 strikeouts that Bryce Hensley has picked up. Artson, a beautiful slow roller down the third baseline. Cardullo picks it up and spikes the ball. I don't know if it slipped out of his hand. He grabbed it and threw it straight down into the ground, but a beautiful slow bunt right down the third baseline by Artson. And it will be a base hit. Brings up Sam Claycamp now. Claycamp 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Omar Artson, for a team that doesn't steal a whole lot, leads the team with 8 out of 9.
Rockers due for righty up in the pen currently.
Hensley deals. First pitch to Claycamp, upstairs, ball 1. Runner at first base with 1 out in the inning. Next pitch for Bryce will be number 95. And the lefty kicks and deals. That one swung on and lined into center field, but right there is Johnny Field, puts it away, out number 2. Brings up Chris Fernacci, the third baseman. He is 0 for 2 today, also with a strikeout. Strikeouts are common in the bottom of this order for the Legends tonight. Whoever was throwing in the bullpen is done now. They're standing there talking with Albert Gonzalez. They're ready to go if needed. Hensley hoping to not call upon the bullpen until the 8th inning, and they can start it fresh. That pitch down low to Fernacci, 1-0. Does lead you to believe this is his last batter, though. The lefty kicks and fires, runner goes. That pitch up high. Levy's throw down to second is not in time. Sliding in between the legs of Michael Martinez was Omar Artson. That is his 9th stolen base this year. Count 2 balls and no strikes to the batter. I believe in the bullpen it's Joey Hennessy. The 2-0 swung on. That's hit high in the air into left field. Deep. McOwen going back, looking, and it clangs off of the first row of seats. A 2-run home run for Chris Fernacci, his 2nd of the year, and the Legends will retake the lead. It is now 4-3. A great outing for Bryce Hensley. All of a sudden puts him on the short end of the stick.
Top of the order now, Ben Klinsky.
Bring up Ben Klinsky, who has the other home run the Legends have hit today. He's 2 for 3.
And he's been hit pretty hard today on that high fastball. That's exactly what it was. Just a fastball a little higher in the zone. Fernacci, we've seen a couple of guys do, just pounced all over it.
Fastball, that's a called strike. Hensley elects to go with the off-speed pitch there, and it misses away. Count 1-1. Actually, it's not Joey Hennessy. I thought it was 25. It looks like now it might be 35, which is Logan Bender. That pitch, a breaking ball called strike at the knees. Count 1-2, and a baseball from whoever it is down in the bullpen just scurried all the way back behind home plate. Hensley 1 strike away from getting out of this inning. And the lefty deals the 1-2, swung on, and that's chopped foul. And snagged on a hop with one hand by Roberto Baldacchini. Hensley was absolutely cruising before that 2-run home run. Comes the 1-2. Again, a foul ball. Hit down towards the Lexington bullpen. The count stays 1-2. Both home runs given up by Hensley today have gone to left field. The wind is blowing out that way. It's picked up considerably since the game started. That one swung on. That's hit high and a long way to left field. McOwen going back, puts a hand out to find the wall, and makes the catch for the final out of the inning. But not before. 2-run home run for Chris Vernacci gives the Legends a 4-3 lead. It's stretch time at Truist Point. We go to the bottom of the 7th on the Rockers Baseball Network, driven by Van York Auto.
After the Rockers take on the West Virginia Power at 7:05 p.m. We will be inviting everyone to watch from the field to dress up like your favorite spooky characters. Rockers fans do want to dance the night away to totally tubular 80s music. Well, join us Saturday, August 14th, 7:05 p.m. for 80s night. We look forward to seeing you all there. Hey fans, please turn your attention to the Jumbotron as we present McDonald's 7th inning stretch. Their mission is to make delicious, feel-good food moments easy for everyone. Visit your High Point McDonald's today. Now let's join together in singing Take Me Out to the Ball Game. Now pitching right-hander Dan Thomas. This call the bullpen is sponsored by Victory Wireless.
Bottom of the 7th inning. And the Lexington Legends have gone to the bullpen. Jeff Thompson is done after 3 innings of relief work. 3 innings, didn't give up a hit, walked 1, struck out 2. And the Legends will give way to Jeremy Jeffress. Jeffress on the year is 0-1, 11.17 ERA. 9 innings pitched with 8 walks, 14 strikeouts, opponents hitting .293 against him. In those 9 2/3 innings, he has surrendered 3 home runs. It'll be the top of the lineup for the Rockers. Field, Martinez, and Cardullo. The team now trails by 1. Bryce Hensley gave them 7 innings, but in the 7th inning, lost a 1-run lead and now trails by 1. Line score through 6.5 is 4-7-0 for Lexington, 3-4-1 for High Point. Johnny Field steps up 0 for 4 today. The average has dropped down a little bit to 273. The former Milwaukee Brewer closer Jeffress deals a fastball down and away. It has not been the beginning to Jeffress's Atlantic League career that I've come to expect from him while he was in the major leagues. Walks A little elevated. Home runs allowed very elevated as that one goes past everybody to the backstop. And the count now 2 balls, no strikes to Johnny Field. The Rockers trail by 1, looking to get a base runner aboard to start things off here in the 7th inning. Jeffers takes a long look in. Comes set. Deals the 2-0 here to Field. Fastball again misses down low. 3 balls, no strikes. Don't be surprised if the Rockers get one of these first couple guys on if we see them running. Jamie Keefe has found a lot of success when being aggressive on the base paths recently. Here comes the 3-0 to Field. Fastball up and in, bends him out of the way, and it's a 4-pitch walk to start the top of the 7th. Brings up Michael Martinez, who's 1 for 3 today, one of the Rockers' 4 hits. Martinez has 1. McGowan has 2. Jay Gonzalez has the 4th.
Credit the Legends pitching staff. After a rough series against Gastonia, they've really settled down tonight. Done a good job attacking Rockers hitters.
Fastball there, just misses outside. And Jeffers has now thrown 5 consecutive out of the zone to begin his night. Big thing though for the Rockers, they've only struck out 3 times. They struck out 12 times a couple of nights ago. The 1-0, another fastball. Martinez pokes this one into left field, but right there is the left fielder Artson, puts it away, out number 1. Just kind of throwing his bat out at that one. Tried to go with it the other way. It's a good plan, just hit right to the left fielder. Brings up Steven Cardulo, who's walked, has been hit by a pitch, and has popped out to second. Runner at first base, Johnny Field taking his lead. Jeffers comes set, works the first base side of the rubber, and he kicks and fires. Fastball, that's away. Faking a throw down is Romanski, but he'll hold on to it. And the count is 1-0. Jeffers comes set, and here comes the 1-0. It's a curveball this time, and it stays just off the plate, and the count 2-0. Jeremy Jeffers now, 8 pitches, 1 strike. One of the hardest throwers that hitters will see in the Atlantic League. If he puts a fastball up, Rocker's able to time it. That ball will go a long, long way. Jeffers comes set. Here comes the 2-0 to Cardulo. There's the fastball, hit high in the air into right field. Going back and making the catch on the track is Michael Choice. Field goes to tag into second. He's in safely as the throw was tipped by Baldachin and goes all the way to third base, but Johnny Field tags up from first on the fly ball to right. 2 outs and the Rockers have a man in scoring position.
Credit Johnny Field. That was a high fly ball to right. He's got the speed to get to second. You see the replay in our monitor. Even with the good throw, he would have been there in plenty of time.
Brings up Jerry Downs. He's walked twice today and hit into a double play. Well, Jerry Downs' statistics this year are in a little bit of conflict. He's got 13 home runs this year, but most of them hit on the road. 12 of his 13 home runs have been hit against right-handers. 5 of them have been hit against Lexington. That one down low. And the count 1-0. Jeffress comes set. Here comes the 1-0 to Downs. Fastball, and this one's down low as well, 2-0. Johnny Field not really being held on there at second base. Roberto Baldacchini walks a couple steps behind him at times, as now they're going to put on Jerry Downs intentionally, and that'll bring up Stuart Levy. And the way that Downs has been hitting, on the one hand, that's a good call. On the other hand, Stuart Levy's not been missing by much recently. Levy, 2 walks tonight, has also bounced into a fielder's choice. Jeremy Jeffress continues to struggle finding the strike zone. 2 out of 11 pitches have been strikes. First pitch, Levy, fastball. There's a strike at the knees, count 0-1. Tying run stands at second base. Go ahead run over at first base. 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th. And Jeffress kicks and fires high fastball, and that one got Levy, I think. Yep, they're going to send him down to first base. Stuart Levy's hit by a pitch, and that will load the bases for James McOwen. Second rocker to be hit by a pitch tonight. For Stuart Levy, 12th time he's been hit. He's now the team leader, clear by 2 of Jerry Downs. With the bases loaded, brings up James McOwen, who's 2 for 3 tonight. He's been squaring up the ball very well the last couple of games. Jeffress deals first pitch fastball, and it's a called strike to James McOwen. The average has climbed up a little bit now for McOwen, up to 260. Infield's playing him to pull. There's a huge gap just to the right of second base, though. That's an off-speed pitch. Gets away from Hermansky, but luckily for him, it bounces into fair territory and up the third base line, so Johnny Field has to hold in the count 1-1. Jeffress tried to bury a curveball there. Very fortunate the way the ball bounced.
He tried to follow the Jeff Thompson line of success. Throw a curveball, bury it in the dirt, hope to get a swing and miss.
A ball and a strike to McOwen. Fastball, and this one down and away, 2-1. Well, McOwen is a guy who is obviously known to work his share of walks, 35 on the year. He wants to put the bat on the ball. He'll take that walk if it is given to him. The 2-1. That's down and in the count 3-1, and Jeffress is one bad one away from walking in the tying run. The big thing for James McOwen, if you don't love this pitch, you do not have to swing at it. It's just a 3-1 count. It's got to be perfect. Jeffress deals, fastball, and that one a called strike. McOwen was about to drop the bat and head to first, and the count is now full. This is a guy who, Jeremy Jeffress, 18 pitches, 5 strikes. There's a good chance he'll miss here. If you're James McOwen, you've got to be ready. The pitch that he's gotten over the most has been that off-speed pitch. Fastball, he's kind of been slinging all over the place. Here comes the 3-2. All the runners go. That pitch swung on, hit down the left field side. It is going to curl foul. It had home run distance, but it was foul by about 7-8 feet. But we've been talking about the fact the Rockers don't have a grand slam this year. James McOwen might have been one of the most unlikeliest of candidates on this team.
That was the closest they've been to one all year.
Jeffress will think twice before trying to throw a high fastball to McOwen again. Bases loaded. Runners will be going with the pitch. Jeffress holds the set. Now the 3-2. Swing and a miss, strike three. McOwen down on strikes, and the Rockers leave the bases loaded in the 7th. We head to the 8th. Lexington leads 4-3 in the Rockers Baseball Network, driven by Van York Auto.
Follow us on Instagram for Kitchen for weekly updates on food and drink special. Come check out our unique dining experience overlooking our Truist Point Stadium as we offer delicious food and a great time. Fans, direct your attention to the field where you are about to witness the most exciting game of rock and roll. Brought to you by Health First. Be sure to tune in on. All right, show it. Enjoy.
Okay, fans, I am down here with Isaac and Josiah. They are going to play Best Bud Rock Ball. Are you boys ready? 3, 2, 1, rocker ball. Here we go, coming in with Steve. And, okay, tie, reset. Good job. 3, 2, 1, rocker ball. Here we go. And tap, another time. Okay, for the fans. 3, 2, 1, rocker ball. Try it in second. Okay, we'll call it a tie. Here we go. All right, let's hear it from folks.
Top of the 8th inning, Rockers make 2 changes. First off, in left field, replacing James McOwen, it is Jay Gonzalez, who was the designated hitter. So he'll just slide over, and James McOwen's night is done in the number 6 spot, which means that's where the pitcher will be for the rest of the night. And the new pitcher for the Rockers following Bryce Hensley's night is Jonathan Crawford, number 15.
Crawford making his 2nd appearance of the year, made his first appearance back on Saturday. 2 clean innings, no hits, no runs, no walks, struck out 1, 22 pitches.
Bryce Hensley, 7 innings, 7 hits, 4 runs, all earned, no walks, 6 strikeouts, and 2 home runs. In fact, 3 of the 4 home runs surrendered were on those 2 home runs, so could be the difference in the ball game. At least it is right now. Leading off for Lexington, Roberto Baldachin. Tillman Pugh is next, and then the pitcher's spot.
Top of the 8th, now batting, Roberto Baldachin.
Roberto Baldachin is 0 for 3 tonight with a strikeout. And Crawford will kick and fire. First pitch of his night, fastball, and that's just inside to Baldachin. McOwen was busy out there in left field tonight. Pitch down low in the count, 2-0. We've seen Gonzalez play right field. This will be his first time in left field in High Point. Here comes the 2-0 fastball, and that's a called strike to Baldachin. Count now 2-1. Depending on how this game ends up, the Rockers could end up kicking themselves for leaving the bases loaded in the bottom of the 7th inning. The 2-1 fastball. This one outside the Baldachin. Now 3 balls and a strike.
Especially because they haven't been able to hit the ball very hard today. Lexington tried to gift wrap him a couple of runs.
High Point today 2 for 7 with runners in scoring position. They have left 9 men on base. 3-1, weak ground ball towards short. And Cardullo will cut it off in front of Alfonso, and the throw hopped and kind of handcuffed Downs and was not able to make the play. And Baldachin is safe at first.
Now batting Tillman Pugh.
Tillman Pugh, the batter. Pugh 0 for 3, and that was scored a base hit for Baldachin, so he has his first hit of the night. Weak ground ball that Cardullo rightfully cut off in front of Alfonso, but Baldachin beat it out. Nobody out here in the top of the 8th. First pitch to Tillman Pugh, backs him out of the way, count 1-0. Baldachin takes his lead off of first base. Here comes the 1-0. Off-speed swing and a miss. A big swing by Pugh, but nothing but air. Count 1-1. Well, the series continues tomorrow at 7:05 for Game 2. It's going to be Mitch Atkins scheduled against Eli Garcia. Thursday, scheduled Cooper Casad versus J.J. Hoover. And it's dollar beer night here at the ballpark. Check over to first base. Back in safely is Baldachin. Friday begins the series against the West Virginia Power. That game starting at 7:05. It's Boy Scout night. All scouts receive a free patch to be picked up at guest services, and there will be a pregame parade of the Boy Scouts. Also postgame fireworks that you can watch from the field after the game. Here's the 1-1. That's down low. Count 2-1. It's also going to be Halloween night. Why is that, you ask? Because if you haven't seen enough crazy this year, it's Friday the 13th and a baseball game in the Atlantic League. That could get wild. The 2-1, runner goes. This pitch down low, gets away from Levy. And into second base is Roberto Baldachin.
For Baldachin, that is his 6th stolen base of the year. Just the 43rd of the year for the Legends.
Yeah, we talked about how much they don't run, and they've stolen 2 tonight.
They run in smart situations, but when you're hitting doubles, triples, and homers, you only need to steal bases.
The 3-1 coming here to Pugh from Crawford. Off-speed pitch. Just missed. Ball 4. It's a good-looking pitch there, and Crawford does not get the call. So 2 runners aboard to start the 8th inning for the Legends. And that will bring up a pinch hitter here, and it will be Derek Reddy.
Pinch hitting number 9, Derek Reddy.
Time for a check of the Atlantic League scoreboard, brought to you by Ginny Mar Cruise Planners. Final in 7, first half a doubleheader. Long Island 6, Southern Maryland 5. Second game postponed due to rain will be made up tomorrow as a part of a doubleheader. Top 4 in New York, tied at 0 between Lancaster and New York. West Virginia leads Gastonia 6-3, top of the 9th inning.
First pitch here coming to Derek Reddy, hitting just 191 on the year. Infield in as he showed bunt. Pulls back, but it's a strike. And one of those Long Island, Southern Maryland games, whether it was the one that was played today or one that'll be made up tomorrow, is a first half game, correct?
That is correct.
Lexington still has a couple of first half games to make up. Here comes the 0-1. Crawford wheels around and bluffs a throw to second, but does not release the ball. Jerry Downs is playing in some 15 steps or so from first base. Cardulo about 5 in from third. Now they both come creeping in more. Showing bunt is ready. Fastball down low. Count 1-1. Jerry Downs is ending up so close to the box he could practically shake Derek Reddy's hand. The 1-1 bunted right back to the mound. Downs picks it up, heads up, throw to third base. He's got him. What a play by Jerry Downs, cutting off that ball in front of Crawford and getting the lead runner at third. That is some grade A baseball.
And that was the whole design of the play. Have Downs come in, cut the ball off as soon as possible. It was a high bouncing bunt. Baldacci, not the fastest guy, makes for easy work.
First out of the inning. Runners remain on first and second. It is now Pugh at second, Reddy at first, and Michael Choice, the batter, who is 1 for 3 today with a double and an RBI in his Lexington debut. And here's the pitch, off speed, down low. Count 1-0. Looks like a left-hander up in the bullpen for the Legends. It's either Daniel Gibson or Robert Carson, and I believe it's Daniel Gibson down there, the former High Point Rocker. Fastball, this one just inside, the count 2-0. We're in the top of the 8th inning. Legends lead by 1. Here's the 2-0 coming off speed away. No, it's going to catch the upper and outer part of the zone, and the count 2-1. Middle of the Rockers infield looking for that double play ball. They've gotten 2 tonight, both of the 4-6-3 variety. Check that. That's the other side. The Rockers have not turned 1 tonight. They have hit into 2. Here comes the 2-1 fastball down low. Count now 3 balls and a strike, and Crawford 1 bad, 1 away from loading the bases. Looks in, gets the sign from Levy. Now comes set. And here comes the 3-1 fastball, fouled off, and the count 3-2. Wearing number 15, that was made popular this year by Preston Gainey, who's on the inactive list right now. Preston Gainey, the cover of the new Rockers Report, available at Truist Point now. Game day program for the month of August. Really neat feature on Preston Gainey that came out today on the Rockers website. It's also in the Rockers Report. Comes the 3-2. Swung on, hit on the line to Martinez. Flips it over to second base, not in time. What a nifty play by Martinez. Almost got 2. And he makes a great catch on the screaming liner, and that's the second out of the inning.
Just a great play from Martinez, and that's the glove you're going to get with a big league veteran.
Tried to flip it underhand and spin around all in one motion, but the throw was a little late and a little offline. Trying to double up Tillman Pugh. That'll bring up Jake Romanski, the catcher.
Talking about the program, though, big shout out to our media relations director, Steve Shutt. Just a fantastic article on Preston Gainey. Everything from calculus to the Naval Academy. It's a pretty wild story.
First pitch to Romanski, swung on, hit on the ground. This one is going to get through for a base hit. Jared Mitchell picks it up. They're waving Pugh around. Mitchell's throw is off the line. Levy's going to cut it off, throw to second. That goes into center field, and now they're waving Reddy in. The throw from Johnny Field is late, and it gets away again. Now heading to third base is Romanski. And wow, so Romanski ends up at third base on a base hit to right field. think there'll end up being a throw or an error maybe on Alfonso and Stuart Levy on that play. That'll take him a little bit of time to clean up. 2 runs do come in.
He gets at least 1 RBI.
I think conceivably there's 2 errors on that play. We'll just see who gets them.
Either way, a real ugly play for the Rockers to now blow this thing open for Lexington.
It makes that situation where the Rockers left the bases loaded last inning all the more huge as that pitch fouled off. The count 0-1. So we're getting a little information here at a time. 2 errors. One of them will be Stuart Levy on the throw. They're still talking next door to determine how the second one's going to go as that pitch down and away in the count 1-1. Tillman Pugh scores clean and simple. He's RBI number 1 for Romanski tonight, but it looks like the second one will most likely be an unearned run. Fastball from Crawford. That's a called strike, count 1-2. And the second error is going to be Johnny Field. So an E2 and an E8. Crawford deals. Here comes the 1-2. Fastball just below the knees, count 2-2. Usually a fantastic defense, this Rockers unit, but let them down a little bit here tonight. 3 errors tonight for High Point. There comes the 2-2 from Crawford. Fastball, just missed. No, they're going to ring him up, strike 3. Kind of surprised everybody, including, I think, Omar Artson, who strikes out for the final out of the inning. But 2 runs come across for Lexington, and their lead extends now 6-3 on the Rockers Baseball Network, driven by Van York Auto. Bottom of the 8th inning, the Legends now lead the Rockers 6-3 after a wild top of the inning that saw 2 runs come in on a base hit. And that will do it for Lexington's Jeremy Jeffress, who got out of a bases loaded jam without giving up a run. Walked 2, struck out 1, and turn it over now to left-hander Daniel Gibson.
For Gibson, this is the 21st appearance of the year, 6.06 the ERA, 16 in the 3rd innings pitched, 7 walks, 24 strikeouts, and opponents hitting .269 against him.
Face the bottom 3 in the Rockers lineup, Alfonso, Gonzalez, and Mitchell.
It's the bottom of the 8th inning, leading off.
For Crawford, one of those 2 runs unearned. His night most likely over. 1 inning, 2 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned, a walk, and a strikeout. Here's Giovanni Alfonso. He's 0 for 2 today, has also walked. For the Rockers, most likely you're going to have to deal with Derek Self in the 9th inning, so a team that has failed to rally in the 9th inning of any game this year. Trying to cut into that deficit in the 8th. First pitch to Alfonso, a strike. Rockers have scored in the 9th inning, but usually not enough to come back. In fact, they have yet to win a game in the 9th inning. That pitch to Alfonso, just below the knees. Count 1-1. Looks like Brian Clark up in the bullpen for the Rockers. Gibson comes set, ready to deliver a 1-1 to Alfonso. Kicks, fires, off speed. Alfonso hits this one off the end of the bat. It's a weak ground ball to short. Baldacchini picks it up, throws on the run in time. Good play to get Alfonso, and that's out number 1. That'll bring up Jay Gonzalez, who's now the left fielder, 1 for 3 tonight with a double. Came in defensively in the top half of this inning, replaced James McOwen in left field. Jay Gonzalez, as a Rocker, 3 for 10, with 3 runs batted in. The lefty Gibson comes set. Glove resting at the belt. Deals first pitch fastball. That's a called strike to Gonzalez. Count 0-1. Everybody's shifted around to the right side, expecting Gonzalez to pull it. Here comes the 0-1. He swings and chops this one just foul down the right field side. Say down the right field side, the ball never really got more than about 5 feet from the plate. Count 0-2. I thought for a moment he might try to lay one down the third base line. He has all the space in the world to do so, but with 2 out or 2 strikes, it's probably not the game plan at this point. Here comes that 0-2. It's a fastball down and away in the count 1-2. The third baseman, Chris Fernacci, is encroaching on shortstop territory. Gibson deals the 1-2, off-speed swing and a miss. Gonzalez waving wildly at it. That's out number 2, and that brings up Jared Mitchell, who's 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts. Well, the one good thing for the Rockers, all it's going to take is one more person to get on for Jerry Downs to get another at-bat tonight. That pitch a strike, and the count 0-1. Top of the lineup standing on deck in the form of Johnny Field. Here comes the 0-1 to Mitchell, though. Off speed at the top of the zone. It's a called strike, and the count 0-2. Gibson comes set, ready to deliver the 0-2 to Mitchell. Kicks, fires, fastball at the knees. Didn't get the call. And the count of 0-2 strikes. Gibson's fastball looks like it's got a little bit of late life on it tonight. Kicks and deals the 1-2, another fastball. Mitchell taps this one weakly on the ground towards first. Claycamp picks it up, flips it underhand late, and Mitchell is safe. He beats it out. Claycamp kind of almost looked like the ball was in the air in slow motion on the toss to Gibson, and Jared Mitchell legs it out for an infield single. The Rockers stay alive here in the 8th inning.
I don't think anyone down that first baseline realized who was running. It's a pretty lackadaisical toss from Clay Camp, and Mitchell, with all the speed that he had, easily beat it out.
Brings up Johnny Field 0 for 3 today with a walk. As the 8th inning continues. Rockers trail by 3. Check over to first base on Mitchell. He's back in safely. 6 runs, 9 hits, and no errors for Lexington. 3 runs, 5 hits, and 3 errors for the Rockers. Here comes the first pitch to Johnny Field. Fastball, big swing and a miss. Count 0-1. Just a reminder, this is a presentation of High Point Rockers Baseball and the Rockers Baseball Network. Any rebroadcast or retransmission of these events without the express written consent of the High Point Rockers and the Atlantic League of Professional Baseball is strictly prohibited. Gibson comes set. Now a check over to first base yet again on Mitchell, back in standing. Rockers overall this year, record of 33-32. They've just never really been able to get over that 2 games over 500 hump for the longest time. Field swings, line drive into right field, dropping another base hit. Jared Mitchell, a big turn, but heads back to second. So back-to-back 2-out singles for the Rockers in the 8th inning. Tying run comes to the plate in the form of Michael Martinez.
Now batting, Michael Martinez.
Martinez on the night, 1 for 4. Is 7 for 16 as a Rocker. And with the left-handed pitcher, Martinez will switch back around to the right-handed side. First pitch from Gibson, fastball, and that's a called strike. Count 0-1. It's really given the Rockers a lot of options to play with, having a switch hitter. This is the first time all year they have had one in their lineup. Gibson set. Here comes the 0-1. Neither runner being held on. Now Gibson steps off as he eyeballs Jared Mitchell back to second. Flags continuing to blow out towards left field. Nothing really hard and crazy, but a gentle, steady breeze out to left field. Here's the pitch. Martinez, ground ball down the third base side, foul. And the count 0-2. Right-hander up in the bullpen for Lexington. I assume it's Derek Self, can't tell from here. Comes the 0-2 to Martinez, swings and kind of fights it off, foul down the right field side. It will get down. Claycamp gave it quite a run, but was not able to corral it. Actually, upon second guess, I don't think that's Derek Self down there. Self is listed at 6'3", 230, and I don't think that guy pitching down there is 230. Mitchell at second, Field at first, count 0-2 to Martinez. Gibson kicks, fires, fastball, and Martinez stays alive, fouling this one off the face mask of Jake Romanski. High Point down by 3. They were just down by 1, but a wild play in the top of the 8th inning on Romanski's single allowed 2 runs to score. Pugh scored anyways from second on the base hit. But 2 errors on the play would allow Derek Reddy to come in from first. Here's the 0-2. That's down and away. Good take there from Martinez. Count 1-2.
Look what the Rockers have done the last 2 innings. Left the bases loaded in the 7th. Now up 2 on with 2 outs here in the 8th inning. You got to think the opportunities keep on coming. They just haven't been able to capitalize.
They left 2 on in the 4th as well, an inning in which they did score their runs. That one swung on, a hot shot down the third base side, it's fair. Mitchell comes around, he will score easily. Jamie Keefe is waving around Johnny Field. The throw comes in from left, it's gonna be cut off by Fernacci. It's a 2-run double for Michael Martinez, and the Rockers trail just by 1, it's 6-5. Michael Martinez just squeaked it inside the third base bag. 2 runs come in, and you get a whole different feel now. Steven Cardulo comes up.
Whoever's in the bullpen has to work a little bit faster. That was finally the opportunity the Rockers have been waiting to take advantage of.
Steven Cardulo today, 0 for 2, has also walked and been hit by a pitch. First pitch swung on, popped up in foul territory. Romanski going over, Fernacci going over, and Fernacci makes a catch as he collides with the wall, and that is the final out of the inning. Rockers get 2, and they trail now just 6-5 as we go to the 9th inning of play on the Rockers Baseball Network, driven by Van York Auto.
Rockers, we believe in knocking education out of the park. Lexington Christian Academy, Lakeland Christian Academy, Lakeland Friends School, Yukon School, and Westchester Company Day School offer students the opportunity to grow and learn in a fun, competitive environment. For more information, visit each school's website and get your child started. Don't have the success today.
At Hyper University, we are focused on preparing students for the world as it is going to be.
Hi, I'm Sid Marshall, and I am proud to be High Point University's sports executive in residence.
Truist Point is more than just a home of the Highway Rockers. It's home to the most fun-filled athletic league for adults in the Triad, the Rockland Kickball League. Come be a spectator and enjoy great food and an exciting atmosphere. August 16th, our kickball players will battle their way to victory. Now pitching, Ryan Blunt. This call the bullpen is sponsored by Cricket Wireless.
Top of the 9th, the Legends lead 6-5 on the Rockers Baseball Network, driven by Van York Auto, and the Rockers go to the bullpen. It's Brian Clark coming in relief of Jonathan Crawford. 1 inning, 2 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned, a walk, and a strikeout.
Clark making his 21st appearance of the year, 9.53 of the ERA in 17 innings pitched, 10 walks, 19 strikeouts. Opponents hitting .314 against him.
We'll face the 8, 9, and 1 hitters for Lexington, Claycamp, Fernacci, and Aklinski. And now somebody different up in the bullpen for Lexington, and that looks like Derek Self. I think the first guy that we saw up there might have been Harold Miles or Devontae Glenn, but this one, I believe, is Derek Self throwing down there.
If you're the Legends.
Sorry, go ahead.
If you're the Legends, you've been struggling the last couple of games. This is a game you need to lock down, avoid a skid that would see you drop to 2 and 4 in the second half, and more importantly, lose 4 straight.
Just as badly as the Legends need it, the Rockers almost need it as bad, because this is a team that's really struggled to put together any sort of consistent winning, really throughout the season, other than that one stretch in July. And if you're High Point, you've got to keep pace with whoever ends up coming out on top of this West Virginia-Gastonia series this week as well. You're 2 games back of them now, and if one of those teams wins 2 out of 3 and you lose 2 out of 3, all of a sudden you're 4 games out. Here's Claycamp, 0 for 3 today. And Clark kicks and fires. First pitch hit on the ground towards first. Jerry Downs waves off Clark, says, "I got it," and he does. Beats Claycamp to the bag, out number 1. Brings up Chris Fernacci, who's 1 for 3 today with the 2-run home run in the 7th. That gave the Legends the lead. 4-3 at that point. Clark comes set. And here's the first pitch. Taking for a strike is Fernacci, count 0-1. Derek Self has given up 4 home runs in 20 innings. Doesn't get hit exceptionally hard. It's about average, 253, the opponent's average, but a couple long balls. Rockers get a man on. Who knows? That pitch called strike at the chest, and the count 0-2. Flags waving a little more aggressively now. Still nothing crazy, but the wind towards left field picking up a little bit. Here comes the 0-2 down in the dirt, blocked there by Levy. It now trickles between his legs, but a take from Fernacci, count 1-2, and no harm, no foul, and the ball getting through Levy because there's no one on base. Clark comes set. Here comes the 1-2. High, the fastball, and the count now 2 balls, 2 strikes. Rockers 4-11 against Lexington. 2-4 at home, 2-7 at Lexington. They still have 3 more games to play at Lexington Legends Ballpark. Here comes the 2-2 high fastball, and after getting ahead 0-2, Clark has allowed Fernacci to get all the way back into it, counts full. The Legends have been the one team the Rockers have consistently struggled with this year, although I feel like most teams in the league can say that about Lexington, that they've been the one to beat for a lot of the first half, but Long Island, best record in the Atlantic League. Clark steps off and we'll reset everything here. 3-2 count, 1 out. In the top of the 9th, Rockers trail by 1. Here comes the 3-2 high fastball, ball 4. And it's a 1-out walk for Fernacci, and we'll go back around to the top of the lineup. And it's been Aklinski, who is 2 for 4 today with a solo home run.
Aklinski is the dude that you really have to be careful of. He's hit the ball hard in just about every at-bat today. Whether or not it's in play is a different story, but he's peppered the ball over the ballpark.
Here's the pitch, high fastball. And the count 1-0. And the other tough thing for Clark, we're going to deal with all right-handed hitters. Not a single lefty on this roster for Lexington. Fastball, swing and a miss. That one had a little bit of late dive on it, and the count 1-1. Lexington did have Keon Barnum. He went to Mexico. They have Ben Revere. He's been placed on the inactive list. Of course, he's still acting as the hitting coach. Here comes the 1-1, fastball away, 2 balls and a strike. Rockers have somebody else in the bullpen just in case they need him. Taking a 1-step lead off of first, now a second and a third is Fernacci, staying pretty close by though. Here comes the 2-1, high fastball, but it's poked foul by Aklinski, up and out of play behind him, and the count 2-2. Roberto Baldacchini waits on deck. The league leader in batting average, 1 for 4 today. Clark comes set. And here's the pitch, swung on and popped into right field. It's going to fall through for a base hit. And heading over to third base is Fernacci without a throw. Just like that, on one of the most bloopy singles I guess you'll ever see. Runners at the corners with 1 out for Lexington. Jamie Keefe, I think, may be heading to the bullpen here. He comes out to talk to Clark. He's not made an official signal yet. And now he does, so the Rockers go to the bullpen, and we'll step aside and get you the information on the new pitcher when we come back.
Now pitching, John Hayes. This one bullpen is sponsored by Freaking Wireless, working hard to keep you connected and safe. Get your cricket service today.
Rockers go to the bullpen in the top of the 9th inning. It's John Hayes coming in relief of Brian Clark, who in a third of an inning gave up a hit and a walk. He's responsible for both men aboard.
John Hayes making his 13th appearance. The ERA exactly 9 and 14 innings pitched, 9 walks, 12 strikeouts. Opponents hitting .316 against him.
The hitter, Roberto Baldacchini, he's 1 for 4 today with the stolen base. I should correct myself. A moment ago, I said he was leading the league in batting average. It's because he was for a little bit today. Alberto Callaspo was 0 for 3, but picked up a hit in his last at-bat to get right back in front of Baldacchini, currently leading him 374 to 371 rather. Runners at the corners. Runner at third base is Chris Fernacci. Runner at first base is Ben Aklinski. There's 1 out in the inning. Rockers trail 6-5. Hayes, after starting to come set, calls time. His shoes come untied, so take care of that to avoid any tripping accidents on the mound. This has been a pretty tightly played ball game, and I think a defensive miscues and runners left on base for the Rockers. What could have been tonight? Still has a chance to be. As Hayes deals curveball, dropping in strike 1. Rockers have 4, 5, 6 scheduled to hit in the bottom of the 9th. Swung on, hit weakly on the ground towards first. Downs will pick it up, and he will tag Baldacchini. Coming in to score will be Chris Fernacci. It is now a 7-5 game. So for Baldacchini, that is RBI number 50. Heading down to second is Ben Aklinski. And that'll bring up Tillman Pugh. Tillman Pugh today 0 for 3 with a walk and a run scored. That run charged to Brian Clark. Lexington has scored now 2 in the 7th, 2 in the 8th, and 1 in the 9th. And they're going to put on Tillman Pugh, setting up a force situation. So the intentional walk, and it will be the pitcher's spot. We will see a pinch hitter here. I believe it's going to be... No, it's Robert Carson. We're going to see a pitcher pinch hitting.
Pinch hitting is Robert Carson.
Well, that's not something you see every day. Hayes kicks and fires first pitch fastball. It misses up and away to Carson. The 1-0. High fastball again, 2-0.
He swung the bat pretty well this year, and when your bench options are Brandon Phillips, who has no shot of playing this game today, and Pete Yorgan, your backup catcher, that's who you got to go to. Carson this year, 2 for 6 and a strikeout.
That one swung on. Sounds like he might have broke the bat. He did. Right back to the mound. Hayes picks it up, flips underhand to first in time. Final out of the inning. 1 run comes in to score for Lexington. And the Rockers will have a chance to do something they have not done all year and try to win it in the bottom of the 9th inning. They trail 7-5 on the Rockers Baseball Network, driven by Van York Auto.
Now pitching right-hander Austin Adam. This call of the bullpen is sponsored by Cricket Wireless, working hard to keep you connected and safe with your cricket service today.
Bottom of the 9th inning. Kendrick Fruits, Javik Blake here with you, and also with you now. New pitcher for the Lexington Legends. It's Austin Adams. Daniel Gibson, 1 inning, 3 hits, 2 runs, both earned, and a strikeout.
Adams on the year has appeared in 12 games. This is his 13th appearance. 2.84 the ERA in 12.2 innings pitched. 6 walks, 13 strikeouts. Opponents hitting .265 against him. This is his 3rd save opportunity. Has not converted one all year. He's currently 0 for 2.
Well, Javik, I guess this is the time that we give out that number again. The Rockers 0 for 23. In comeback attempts in the 9th inning when trailing in the 9th.
Right, fans, it's the bottom of the 9th inning. Leading off,
Jerry Downs, Stuart Levy, and the pitcher spot. I do see J.R. DiSarcina with the bat at the bottom of the stairs. Here's Jerry Downs to lead off. He has walked 3 times today and has bounced into a double play. Eventually, luck's got to be on your side one of these nights, you would think. Fastball up and away to Downs, count 1-0.
At some point, it's got to turn your way eventually.
You got to win 1 in the 9th inning, right?
You can't go for forever.
1-0, swing and a miss on what was probably ball 2, was definitely ball 2, as that one spiked in the dirt and got a piece of home plate umpire Mike Williams. First base umpire Mario Rosas coming in to check on Mike Williams. Still standing about a third of the way down. Mike's pushing him away, saying, go back there. I'm all right. I can get through the 9th inning. Rockers trail by 2. It's the 2nd time tonight that they've trailed by 2. Fastball swung on, hit on the ground towards second. Aklinski picks it up, throws on to first in time. And that is out number 1 here in the 9th inning. Brings up Stuart Levy, who is 0 for 1 today with 2 walks and a hit by pitch.
Downs and Levy have kind of been the walk brothers. Combined 5 walks between them and a hit by pitch.
First pitch fastball misses down low to Levy, 1-0. Combined on the season, they are responsible for 54 walks coming into today and 21 hit by pitches coming into today. The 1-0, Levy swings, and it's a slow chopper down the third base side, foul. Jamie Keefe picks it up and tosses it into the Lexington dugout on a hop. Count 1-1 to Levy. Both bullpens quiet. In the bottom of the ninth inning, Rockers with 2 more outs to try to pick up 2 runs. J.R. DeSarcina waits on deck. Giovanni Gonzalez to follow him. Here's the 1-1. Levy, a slow roller toward short. Baldacchini picks it up, throws on the run in time, and the Rockers down to their final out. Unless something changes in a hurry, that day that luck changes will not be tonight. Here's J.R. DeSarcina, the pinch hitter. JR on the year, hitting at .235, 3 home runs. He's driven in 19. Adams kicks and fires. First pitch, big swing and a miss from DeSarcina. Count 0-1. Here's the 0-1 fastball down and away, and the count now a ball and a strike. The 1-1 swing and a miss, just tipped it back into the glove of Romanski. Rockers down to their final strike. A loss tonight would drop the Rockers to the cellar of the South Division. Here's the 1-2. Swung on, hit in the air into center field, but there to put it away is Tillman Pugh. And the Rockers go down 1-2-3 in the ninth, and for the 24th time this year, cannot complete a comeback. Final score, Lexington 7 and the Rockers 5. We'll be right back with the Ricksters Grill postgame show of the Rockers Baseball Network, driven by Van York Auto.
3815 Tinsley Drive in High Point. Back to point, and watch your favorite Rockers players go up against the Lexington Legends tomorrow through Thursday, August 12th. Don't miss our spectacular fireworks show, Halloween night, Friday, August 13th. After the Rockers take on West Virginia Power at 7:05 p.m. We will invite everyone to watch from the field and dress up on your favorite spooky characters. Rockers fans, you want to dance the night away to totally tubular 80s music? Well, join us Saturday, August 14th at 7:05 p.m. for an 80s night. We look forward to seeing you all there.
Welcome into the Rickster's Grill postgame show. Rickster's Grill is the official postgame hangout of the High Point Rockers. Visit them today, 3815 Tinsley Drive in High Point. Kendrick Fruits, Javik Blake here with you, wrapping things up from game one in this series. Lexington wins by a final score of 7-5. Javik, my initial reaction and my initial thoughts here, this is kind of a game where the Rockers beat themselves. 3 errors defensively, left a lot of guys on base, and kind of a game that it felt like they probably should have won.
Always going to have those type of games. It's a long homestand first game against a team that's kind of had your number, which sits with you as a player. It's a team that you just can't quite figure out how to beat on a consistent basis all year. You get a good start from Bryce Hensley, goes 7 innings, allows 4 runs. Most nights that gets you the victory. Tonight, however, Lexington, credit them. They've done a great job pitching, and we saw it last week. They do a great job at working around the walk, which they did in a big way tonight. Lexington
gets on the board in the top of the first inning. First pitch of the ball game, Ben Aklinski, a rocket home run, line drive over the left field wall, 1-0 Lexington. In the fourth inning, they would get another one. Courtney Hawkins would lead off with a double, and he would be brought in on Michael Choice's double that would make it 2-0 in favor of the Legends. Bottom of the inning, though, the Rockers got both runs back and then one. 2 runs coming in on the Jay Gonzalez double, and then another one coming in a few moments earlier on James McGowan's base hit. It was now a 3-2 ball game. 6th inning goes by. Both teams go down 1-2-3, and then the 7th inning comes around. Bryce Hensley with a man aboard and 2 outs serves one up. Chris Fernacci, a 2-run home run, makes it a 4-3 ball game. 8th inning, Rockers have gone to the bullpen at this point. Jonathan Crawford is on the mound, and Rockers have an opportunity to get out of things, but then one hit into the gap, 1 run came in to score. Rockers make 2 errors on the play. A throwing error from Stuart Levy into the outfield, and then Johnny Fields' error on a errant throw coming back to the mound, or back to the plate rather, allowed Derek Reddy to score, and it's now a 7-4 ball game. Bottom of the 8th inning, though, 6-3 ball game. Rockers get 2 in the 8th inning. Michael Martinez smacks a double down the left field line, scoring Jared Mitchell and Johnny Field. It's a 6-5 contest. And another run comes in for Lexington in the top of the 9th. Chris Fernacci, a 1-out walk, and a couple batters later would come in and score. And that would end up being the one that did the Rockers in. 7-5 your final as the Rockers go down 1-2-3 in the 9th.
Final time of the game, 3 hours and 8 minutes. The attendance, 1,451 on a Tuesday night. Time for one last check of the Atlantic League scoreboard, brought to you by Jenny Marr Cruise Planners. Long Island takes down Southern Maryland in the first half of a doubleheader, 6-5. The final, game 2 postponed due to rain. They'll make it up tomorrow as part of a doubleheader starting at 6 o'clock. Middle of the 6th inning, York and Lancaster after a 2-hour rain delay. It's 1-0. Garrett Granite's on the hill for Lancaster in relief. Eduardo Rivera on the mound for York in relief as well. West Virginia takes game 1 against Gastonia, improved to 5-1 in the second half. Their hard start continues. 6-3 the final. Eric Sakula the win. Alcides Herrera the loss. Mike Broadway gets the save.
Well, tonight winning pitcher is Jeff Thompson, 2-1 on the year. Bryce Hensley takes the loss, falls to 4-6. And Austin Adams comes in, picks up his first save. He is now 1 for 3 in save opportunities. Rockers fall to 33-33 on the year. They drop to 2-4 in the second half. Lexington improves 36-27, and they are 3-3 in the second half. Time to hand out game balls for today, and I think for me, I'm going to go with Michael Martinez. A 2 for 5 night, including a clutch 2-run double in the 8th inning, put the Rockers to within 1. They ultimately weren't able to close the deal, but Michael Martinez once again showing why he's such a huge addition to this team.
I'm going to agree with you there. It was great watching him play. He was fantastic, especially that late inning double in the 8th inning. Comes through clutch in a big situation, leads the Rockers almost to the comeback.
I guess, too, we ought to not forget he made a very nice play in the field, almost turned a double play on a screaming line drive late in the game as well. Tomorrow night, game 2 of this series. Mitch Atkins slated to go for the Rockers. Eli Garcia going for the Lexington Legends. First pitch 7:05 and be on air at 6:30 tomorrow, 6:50 on YouTube. Javik, final thoughts here tonight.
It's a tough loss for the Rockers, but it's still early in the half. There's still a lot of time left to figure things out, a lot of time left to get things going. Remember, the Legends started off the first half 1-4 and then ended up winning the whole half. So the first couple of games, just feeling things out, getting things going. Nothing that can't be fixed tomorrow.
I think the big thing for me tonight, when you're dealing with a team that you were chasing in the first half, you've got to take advantage of your opportunities, and the Rockers did not do so tonight. Again, leaving a bunch of guys on base and some defensive miscues. But like you said, Javik, it's still a lot of baseball still to go. These two teams still square off 8 more times in the second half, and the Rockers look to rebound tomorrow and try to even this series at 1 game apiece. Final score, Lexington 7 and the High Point Rockers 5. We'll be back tomorrow, 7:05. First pitch, the pregame show, the Sweet Old Bills pregame show, starting at 6:30. That'll do it for us tonight. For everybody down in the control room of the Rockers Baseball Network and Javik Blake, I'm Kendrick Fruit saying have a rocking good night, and we'll see you tomorrow.